Hi everyone! Welcome to the stream. I just noticed I left my closet open, so let me close it real quick. So welcome everybody. I hope you're all doing well. I also found my bunny hat, so that's why I'm wearing it. I was really happy that I found it. Felt like I lost it for like a week or two, and then I found it. Oh my goodness! Great start to the stream. Great start. Hope you guys are doing well. Hello, welcome everybody. It is Wednesday, and today we're going to be continuing our life, the video game, the dating simulator, where we were trying to get with Cove, our love interest. And I'm very excited to see where that goes. And we left off and we were like grown up a little bit. We were like teenagers. We met his mom, and things got interesting. But yeah, as we go on, if you haven't seen me play this game before, I'll definitely explain what's going on. But before we start playing the game, I do want to chat and check in with you guys. So, how are you doing? Hi, Matthew Marshall. How are you? Thank you so much for coming back. Um, I did want to talk about the fact that my birthday is coming up soon. It's going to be March 20th. It's going to be my 23rd birthday. And I'm kind of sad it's going to be like 23 because I really liked being 22. I really like the way it sounds. I like twos. I know that's really stupid to say, but I really like being 22 in 2022. You know what I mean? And well, anyway, I'm gonna be 23 soon, and I have plans to like decorate my room, and I have a bunch of things I would love for my birthday. And last time I was streaming, Nina of the Moon asked me to do a wish list on Amazon, and I did. So if you guys are interested, you could type in wish list, and you could take a look. There's definitely things that are affordable if you want to gift me anything, and there are things that are not so affordable. But it's up to you how generous you want to be. If you don't want to get me anything, that's completely fine. But the option is there. Obviously, I want to do a special stream for my birthday. I do want to do like a big birthday a bash, a big birthday celebration. Probably a subathon, a 12-hour stream type of thing. Getting cake and playing a lot of games with you guys. I'm thinking this is gonna be so freaking fun, and that's what I'm planning to do. I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be the 20th of March, so mark your calendars. Keep that in mind. Oh my goodness. And I swallowed a little bit too much water there. That kind of hurt me a little bit. I also feel like the light could be better. The lighting. I was thinking of getting a new webcam, but I don't know. We'll see. Oh, I got a message. Sorry, I was replying to a text. So after the stream, actually, my good friend Yasmin, I'm sure you guys have seen her before. She streamed Mario Party with me a while ago. At least last time I streamed Mario Party. And she's basically going to be doing her official first stream. Like last time she streamed was a test. Today is going to be officially her first stream. She's going to stream today at 7. And currently it is 4 or 5. And I was thinking we should go and raid her when we're done. So that's definitely what I'm going to be doing. She already knows ahead of time, so she's not terrified by the raid, hopefully. It would be her very first raid, and I have the honor to do that. And I think you guys really do great raids, so I'm looking forward to that. Anyway, I think we can go ahead and open the game and play with Mr. Cove here. Our life beginning and always. I'm opening the game. I'm going to go ahead and stop Spotify from playing. At least not yet. At least until
Our live.
There we go.
1.5.1.
So last time somebody told me, I don't remember who they were, but I'm sure once I see their username, I'm gonna know. But they basically told me to do
Our live.
Yeah.
1.5.1.
See, voicing enabled. So basically, the game is gonna read it out to me instead of like, because last time I played this game, I played it for 4 hours, and it's a visual novel, like type of game. It's a dating sim, so I had to read a lot, and my voice gave out. I actually kind of lost my voice a little bit, so to be fair, to be safe, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna I'm just gonna let it read it out for me.
Are
That's
live.
actually really useful.
1.5.1.
It's gonna keep saying that, isn't it? And I also wanted to give you guys an update on the donation button. Last stream I had an issue with it. I think it should work. So I'm trying to get a Mirabelle cosplay. So if you guys have seen Encanto, then you know, I want to do a cosplay of Mirabelle. So if you guys want to help me with that, you can donate. And
Are
it's
live.
actually in my wish list. So if you want to just buy
1.5.1.
it off, you can. But or you could just give me little
Are live.
donos. It should
Load slot
work.
3. Selected. Are live. 1.5.1.
Is it gonna stop
Load
saying
slot 3.
stop? Just stop saying that.
Load.
Thank you. It's so annoying. Hi Yasmin. I was just talking about how I think the donation button works now, and I did the math, and I think the Mirabelle cosplay is $100 USD. So yeah, because I had it to. I know it's annoying, but it's definitely going to help me like not read the whole all of the text because I last time I played this game I was reading so much. What was the math? Oh, I saw the cosplay that I wanted on Amazon. I added it up with the shipping. It was 123 Canadian, and then I converted it in USD, and it's 100. So there you go. But yeah, the reason why you kept hearing like a robot voice is because it was reading out to me instead of me just reading. Because I literally lost my voice last time I played. By the way, is your light on? We can't see you. It is. And for some reason, it's not very bright today. I'm just gonna make it closer like that. I don't know. Is there light in my room? That's probably why. There's no light in my room. There you go. I know. I was like, why is it so weird like that? I hope that's better. But oh, already better, right? Thank you for telling me. I was talking about you actually. I was saying that I was going to raid you after this. I even set up an alarm so I don't forget. Oh, so that guy's gonna read. All right, yeah, it is actually pretty funny because it's like a very robotic voice. So I want you guys to choose. We can go to any of these places with our love interest. So we could go to the wave, growing. I don't know what that means. Probably gonna do that last. Family, dinner, or road trip. I know Yasmin was gonna say wave or road trip. I was very leaning towards waves. I knew Yasmin would say waves. I freaking knew it. So wave. By the way,
The family shopping trip had lasted
oh
most
my
of the
goodness,
morning,
so loud.
and you still had to unload everything from the trunk before you could go enjoy the afternoon.
I was going to say before it rudely interrupted me. I was going to say that Mike's voice. Let's call him Mike. Oh, that's a good idea. Okay, shut up, Mike. I forgot what I was gonna say. Mike made me forget. I hate him. Anyway.
You cradled another bag in your arms as you headed towards your house.
Alright.
It was one of the heavier bags from the grocery store,
It's so funny.
loaded with fresh apples, ripe tomatoes, a bunch of carrots, and even half a watermelon.
I have a question. Do you guys like watermelons? I don't. Actually, fun fact, they make me gag. If I smell a watermelon, it makes me gag. Don't know why. Hate it. So that Harry Styles song, as much as I love it, I do not actually love watermelon. Feels like Mikey's missing something to make him feel alive. I love watermelon. I know, but that's such a weird thing about me. Like, trust me, I really do want to be cool and like watermelon, but I cannot stand the smell, let alone the taste.
Ma came out the front door and paused just ahead of you.
Can I just say the moms? Like, we have two moms in this game, and I really love that. But also, they're really, like, hot. Actually, everyone in this game is really hot. Anyway.
It's no
Ma,
trouble.
need any help with that, Jazz?
That's me.
I can bring it the rest of the way, if you want me to.
It's okay, I got this. Yes, please, it would be
Yeah.
helpful. It's
Yes.
too heavy. No, I've got it. You were doing fine. So I always like to ask you guys to choose which one you would choose. I mean, I know I'm supposed to be playing the game, but I like your participation. I like to know what you guys would say. And if I like it, I'll usually choose it. So it's yes, please, it would be helpful. Yes, please, it was just too heavy. No, I've got it. You were doing fine. No, I've got it. You could just manage to hold it. You eagerly agreed with a nod of your head. You needed someone else to take it. You didn't say anything, so you could finish the job yourself, no problem. No need, no help from a man. You're strong with no woman. Well, she's not a man. It's a woman. But yeah, we don't need a help. We don't need help from men or women or non-binary. So I'm gonna say, how we were doing though. Were we strong? You said we were strong. So we're gonna say, hi, Shiny Koopa, hi. Hi, I'm so glad you're here. Oh, I thought for some reason Mike was gonna help. No. Mike is just reading to me. I'm the one who makes the decisions. By the way, we named the disturbing computer voice that reads out to me Mike. So just for those who don't know yet, Mike's voice disturbs me. You guys are so funny.
You didn't say anything.
I'm gonna say
With
that
a
because
quiet
Yasmin
grunt,
said we're strong
you
and we
heaved
don't
the bag
need
up
help.
a little higher to get a better hold on it, continuing your trek past Ma and into the house.
Oh my goodness. I did shower before stream, so I really like wearing this hat when my hair was wet. It's not wet, but it's kind of like, as you can see, it's a little damp. Hello, Yasmin. Hi. Are you following Yasmin, Shiny? Because she's going to be streaming later today. Her first stream. We're actually going to raid her. But, like, you guys could, like, follow her. With a quiet grunt, I didn't hear Mike, so I'm going to read it again. With a quiet grunt, you heaved the bag up a little higher to get a better hold on it, continuing your trek past Ma and into the house.
You set the next bag on the counter. Your older sister began to root around inside for the contents with a sigh.
My sister's a bitch, by the way. I called her name is Elizabeth, and last time I called her Elizabeth. So here's Elizabeth.
Elizabeth, how much is left?
Hello, I'm so funny.
Jazz, still a few more bag. With a huff and a puff.
With a huff and a
Elizabeth
puff.
continued putting away the groceries and you retreated out of the kitchen before you could become the target of her bad mood.
Of course she's in a bad mood, because she's Elizabeth.
Mom, careful, Jazz.
What, Mom?
You hadn't been looking where you were going, and bumped right into Mom, almost stepping on her toes to boot.
I'm sorry, Mom.
Jazz, sorry.
No, that's what I said.
Mom, I can give you a pass this time, but be sure to watch where you're going.
Yeah, watch where
if
you're
you run
going.
into the wrong person, you might get your license revoked.
Damn, savage. I'm so dead, to be honest. I'm finally home after a long day in school or university. I actually, today, I have some good news. I actually got 75% on my essay in my university class, so I'm pretty happy. But I can understand, like, I just go one class. I only have one class, and I go for 3 hours. Obviously, it takes me like a half hour to go, half hour to come back. So you could say I'm gone for like 4 or 5 hours. But when I get home, I am exhausted. It's just like, it's like, oh my god, it's so tiring. And I'm also glad that you like finished your day of university like it had to be done. Now you could rest and you can relax and we could just hang out and have fun now. And rest up, my friend. This is for you. The hydrate is for you. I also have only one, but I'm cooking all day. Oh my goodness, what are you cooking? And also make sure you take time to rest. Since you're
Mom,
so tired.
I can give you a pass this time.
Oh, you already told me
She
that.
grinned at the bad joke as you continued through the door.
Moms and their bag jokes.
Outside, Ma had started organizing what remained and putting back any loose objects that had fallen out during the trip.
Why? Yasmin, why? Why did you have to tell me that? It still doesn't work? I'm going to scream. Why? I'm sorry. I mean, I'm glad you told me, but why? I genuinely want to know. Why is the donations never working? Like, I did everything. This pisses me off. Ah, okay, well, there's my wish list. If you, I don't know, if you want to do something about that. At least you're finally done with your day. Yeah, that's true. Actually, I think if you guys want to subscribe to me, um, because it's gonna be my birthday soon, I feel like you guys should save it for my birthday because I will definitely do like a subathon kind of thing. And Yasmin's probably like, well, what the hell is a subathon? Some of you might not know. Sorry, excuse me. I drank water and I'm like burping. I apologize. So subathon is when people try to stream for a very long time, and based on how many subs they get, like they might do goals like I get 5 subs, I'll add an hour. If I get so like they can have a maximum time. So I don't know, a follow adds 30 minutes, a subscription adds an hour, a bits 100 bits adds like 5 minutes, stuff like that. And then they would like stop at 12 hours or 10 hours or however long they want the stream to be. I mean the limit. And yeah, it's like to encourage people to subscribe and stuff. I definitely didn't come up with it. I've seen people do it before and I just like did it myself. And that's the kind of thing I want to do for my birthday stream. It's definitely going to be 12 hours, but am I going to let you guys control if it's going to be 12 hours? Or am I going to just make it 12 hours? We'll see. At least you're finally done with your day. That is so true. That is true. I want to sleep for like 3 days. Oh, that's such a mood. Anyway, back to the game.
When you stepped
If you
up
have
to
any
the trunk
questions,
beside
you can
her,
tell me.
she
You can
took in a
ask.
big breath of air, her dress gently swaying around in the breeze.
Her dress is really
Ma,
pretty.
it's a shame we had to spend the morning cooped up in that shopping center. It's a beautiful day, don't you think?
I also wanted to ask you guys, is the volume okay? Is the volume good? Because I personally think it's good, but I don't know what you guys hear, so let me know. And while you guys let me know, I actually feel like the reason why the lighting is so bad is because my blinds are kind of open, so I'm going to go and close the blinds. The volume is fine? Okay. So you guys
tilted
just
your
be
head to the
patient for
sky,
me for 1
gazing
minute.
at the
I'm
clear,
just going to close the
blue
blinds. I think
expanse.
it would work really well for the lighting because I look pretty dark. So let me do this real quick. And that should be better. I wish my blinds would like let no light come in my room. I would love to have that. I feel like I should get curtains.
You
or
tilted
just
your head to
those
the sky,
blinds that just
gazing
let-
at the clear,
like.
blue expanse.
Wait, did I miss something?
Oops, I'm sorry. Was that presumptuous? I've
Can-
heard about you,
Stop.
but you have no idea who I am, do you? You shook your head and she removed her sunglasses to reveal sparkly ocean blue eyes.
Can you
All of
stop?
a sudden she seemed a little more familiar. My son lives here.
Can you stop
And my ex
reading?
too,
Mike!
with a bent smile.
Mike, I swear to God.
Self-voicing.
Mike,
Self-voicing disabled.
thank you. Because let me just read this. God damn it. Okay, let's go back. Mike's like, no, let me read to you, my queen. I'm like, no, let me read this to me. Because I want to, like, I feel like I missed something. And I bumped right into my mom. She gave me a pass. She grinned at the bad joke. Ma had started organizing her maid and putting back any loose objects that had fallen out during the trip. When he stepped out the trunk beside her, she took in a big breath of air, her just gently swaying around in the breeze. It's a shame we had to spend the morning cooped up in that shopping center. It's a beautiful day, don't you think? Then I didn't miss anything. But why did it feel like I missed something when I came back? Anyway, I'm sorry about that.
Self-voicing enabled. You tilted your head to the sky, gazing at the clear, blue expanse.
Oh yeah, the lighting is much better without my like window being open. Yeah, it is.
Days like today.
Okay, so what do you guys think? Yeah, it is. Days like today are my favorite. It's too hot. I wish it was raining. I like when it's stormy the best. I don't think anybody likes it when it's stormy. I am personally a scaredy cat. Well, a scaredy bunny today. And I personally am scared of thunder. And I would not say that I wish it was stormy at all. I want the beach to storm my life, of course. So you think days like today is your favorite? Because I think they just came back from like the beach or like a road trip or some kind. So, or it's too hot. Oh, I would definitely be the type of person that would be like, it's too hot. I cannot stand the heat. And I think Yasmin knows this. I'm like very much, I fucking hate the heat. I hate it when it feels like the sun is burning off my skin. And I don't like having a tan, really. Not a big fan of summer because I get all hot and sweaty and I don't like it. But I do like that we're off from school and work and stuff like that. And that it's mostly just hanging out with friends and having fun. I do like that. I wish it wasn't when it was hot as hell. But I don't like it when it's very cold either. So, alright. Anyway, I think we're gonna say days like today are my favorite. Yeah.
Days like today are my.
Yeah, there you go.
Ma smiled at you, her ember eyes glinting with affection.
Aw.
Ma, you and your sister are a lot alike in that way, and me too.
I actually don't have a sister, so this is kind of like experiencing having a sister.
You gave her a familiar look. But eventually, you turned back to help her with the last of the bags.
Okay then.
Mom, oh, hi Cove.
Guys, it's Cove. He's here, finally.
You noticed Mom wave over at Cove.
Cove
who
is our
had
love
just
interest,
exited his
in
front
case you
door,
didn't know.
his surfboard propped up under one arm.
He surfs! Yasmin, he surfs. He just got infinitely hotter. He surfs.
Mom, let me see, surfboard and wetsuit. Where might you be off to on this beautiful day?
We love a hot surfer. Let's go.
Cove instantly startled, not having realized your family was also out here. Even though your mom was the one who called out, you were the one he looked at.
Of course. Of course he looked at us first. But I also want to mention how I really like that he's wearing something different. I feel like with these type of games, they usually put the character, the main character, or, you know, the love interest or whatever. They're always in the same outfit, always in the same outfit, always in the same outfit. Just a little change like that, like being in a wetsuit and stuff like that. I don't know, it's cool. I like it.
He tried to settle down again. Cove stayed on his side of the driveway, giving a small wave in greeting.
Oh, by the way, he has a scar on his arm because when he was a kid, he had a cast. So I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's right there behind the speech bubble where I have my mouse. You can see like a scar right there. And, yeah.
After a moment
He got
or
closer.
two of deliberation,
He looks
he
so
jogged
small.
over to
Now he
properly
looks
say
really
hello to
tall.
you and your moms. It was decidedly awkward since Cove had trouble figuring out how close to stand to you. The addition of his unwieldy surfboard made the whole thing seem even clumsier.
Oh, but he's so cute. Look at him blushing.
Mom, careful with that thing. You'll put someone's eye out.
Of course.
Mom chuckled and got a whispered reproach from Ma for it. Ma, Pam, please. Go easy on him.
I have a question for you, Yasmin. Did you make Twilight Princess work? I mean, I saw you were using your camera and everything. I'm gonna guess that you made it work. You did? Great. I can't wait. Because I've actually never played it, so I feel like I would be playing with you. Like, watching my friend play it. And, like, I would feel like I played it. Everything works. Yay! I'm glad. I bet Sam helped you. Everything worked. I'm so excited and so scared. No, don't be scared. You'll do great. You did great first time around. You're only gonna get better from here.
Cove winced. He wasn't a big fan of attention under normal circumstances, so in this particular moment he was probably wishing he could be invisible.
I'm the same way. I don't like having attention on me like that.
Ma, don't mind her, honey. How are you today? Cove, I'm alright. Just gonna serve.
I mean, this story is called Wave, so I'm thinking we're gonna get something in the waves, guys.
Jazz, hi, Cove.
Hi.
He had relaxed a little when Ma spoke to him, but the rigidity all came back as soon as you said something.
Cause he's nervous, cause he likes me.
Cove, hey, Jazz.
I don't know if you guys heard it because Mike is really loud. But he said, hey, in a cute little voice. Oh my gosh.
He met your eyes and it almost felt like you had butterflies in your stomach.
Cute.
Cove, if you want to go to the beach, we could hang out there later.
Why later? Let's go right now.
You noticed the flush of red on his cheeks, but that might have just been from the heat.
Uh-huh, yeah, the heat. Sure, I'll meet you there when we're done. I actually have a question. Are you guys, like, Is it easy for you guys to blush? It is for me. I could get pretty red pretty easily. I feel like that's how people were able to tell when I had a crush on someone or when I liked someone. I would just get so red. And that like outed me out when I was in high school. For sure. It was like a dead giveaway. I hated it. But I'm curious.
Sure.
Oh yeah, I could do that. Alright. Sure, I'll meet you there
Sure.
when we're done.
I'll meet you there when we're done.
Yeah, of course I'm gonna meet him there. I'm not even
Cool.
gonna ask your guys'
Cool.
opinion. We're obviously going to meet Cove. Look how happy he looks.
That must have been more enthusiastic than he had intended because he immediately quieted down.
Cute.
Cove, you're not done unloading, right? Can I help?
Help me, please.
Mom, no, no.
Mom!
our job. You
Stop!
go enjoy the beach.
Damn it, I want to go enjoy the beach too.
Mom, Jazz can catch up as soon as she is finished here.
But I want to go now.
Cove, alright. I'll see you.
Oh, what a gentleman.
Jazz, yeah, bye for now.
See ya.
Cove headed on down to the beach with more skip in his step than normal. It was really cute. You smiled softly to yourself at the thought that you'd be joining him soon.
Oh, cute. But I also want to mention that at first, I don't know if I was really a fan of Cove, if I really liked him or anything. But the more that I play, the more I'm like starting to like him. I'm like, oh, I like his little shy. I like guys that are shy. I think it's adorable. It's so cute.
Ma, he
I've
sure
definitely
seemed to
warmed up
perk
to
up
him.
after you agreed to meet him there. I wonder why that could be.
Mom, please no.
Jazz, Ma. Mom, now who's giving him a hard time? Lonnie.
Damn. Yeah,
Ma,
stop it.
shush. It's different.
Sure.
Mom's face broke into an incredulous grin.
Look at that grin. She looks freaking evil right now.
Mom, in what way? Ma, I'm being supportive. And he can't hear it?
That's true. He's not here anymore.
Mom full on laughed that time. Mom, you're the worst of us when it comes to this, honestly. I keep trying to warn people, but they won't listen.
I don't know what they're talking about now.
Ma, I only want to help. I think it's fair to say he might need it.
Oh, they're trying to hook me up with Cove. That's weird. Imagine your parents trying to hook you up with somebody.
Mom, meddler, but you have a point.
Yeah, don't meddle. Don't meddle with stuff like that. Don't meddle in your relationship, in your kids' relationships. Hi, Holly. How you doing? Thank you for the lurk. Thanks for always lurking. You're so sweet.
Ma, right?
Right?
You narrowed your eyes at their teasing, and they simply chuckled conspiratorially before taking more bags from the trunk and heading inside.
Are we done yet? I want to go see Cove.
Once everything had finally been taken in and put away, you got yourself ready to meet Cove at the beach.
Let's go to the beach. Let's go get away. Say what they're gonna say. Have a drink. Sorry. You had a surfboard in your room and you wanted to take it with you. Okay, guys, you have to help me choose here. Your family had a surfboard around here somewhere. Favorite song? Oh my god, yes, Nicki Minaj. You weren't sure what you were going to do. He was surfing and you didn't know how. Obviously, I think it would be really fun if we both surf, but I'm also thinking, would it be cute if he teaches me how to surf? OMG, I don't know. Right, I kind of want to say, oh, we had a surfboard around here somewhere, but that's not guaranteed that we have one. But the first one, it's like, oh my god, we have a surfboard. Like, we're definitely going to surf with him. OMG, he has to teach you. Right? So I'm like, I want to have the snowboard. Oh my god, the snowboard. That's how you know I'm Canadian. I want to have the surfboard, right? But I don't want to be good at it. I want him to teach me. This is so hard. You weren't sure what you're going to do. He was surfing, you didn't know how. Your family had a surfboard around here somewhere. I think I should save.
Jazz.
Let's save, right?
Save.
We're gonna save, and we're gonna like...
You had a surfboard in your...
We're gonna say the first one.
You had...
And if I don't
You've
like
been
it, I'll
practicing
go
your
back. I don't
surfing more
know.
and more lately. It was always ready to go. After grabbing your board and getting everything ready, you headed down to the beach.
Down to the beach.
Ma, have fun, honey.
Thank you.
Mom, stay safe. When you arrived at the shore, you were greeted by the crash of waves and the soft calls of seagulls.
Seagulls.
You took in a lungful of the ocean air and felt your olive skin warm in the sun.
When we did the customization, I said that I had olive skin. So that's what I wrote.
You noticed a small setup nearby with a towel, some sunscreen, and a bottle of water.
Could you imagine Cove just apply sunscreen on us? Oh, it's so.
It must be Cove's.
Hee
You spotted Cove himself nearby. He hadn't gone out to sea yet. He was just sitting in the sand at the water's edge, his board propped up beside him.
How much are you guys willing to bet that he was waiting for us? How much are you willing to bet he was waiting for us and he didn't want to go into the water until we were there?
You spotted Cove
That's
himself
cute.
nearby. He hadn't gone out to sea.
Oh, sorry.
You walked up beside him. Jazz, hi. I made it.
Mike just had a voice crack. Did you hear that? It's like, I made it. That was me at the end of like, when I was playing this last time and I was reading. That's what my voice sounded like. Oh my goodness, at the end of the stream. Mike? Yo, Mike fucking died.
He looked up at
Oh,
you
there
with
you
a
go.
smile and quickly hopped to his feet.
Mike, are you good? Oh my gosh. Okay, he looked up at you and a smile and quickly hopped to his feet, of
Cool.
course.
I was gonna go in on my own soon. It kinda seemed like you weren't coming.
No, baby, of course I'm coming. I wouldn't have missed it. Sorry you had to wait and stay inside all day. I don't think so. I actually like all of them, but I like saying I wouldn't have missed it just to make sure that he knows that this was important to me. But also, it's the polite thing to do to say sorry. So, like, I don't know. I kind of like the first one because it's just flirtier. What do you guys think? Just gotta have a sip of water while I wait for your answers. I like it. It's very, we take a like.
He chuckled shyly at your insistence.
I wish I could hear his chuckle. I bet it's cute.
Cove, okay.
Look at his eyes. It's like, he's giving me that foxy look, that foxy flirty look.
Then he cast his eyes out towards the waves.
Cove, I'm not that good at surfing. Guys, we can like say that we're bad now. But I'm ready to get in there. Wanna have a competition? Will you give me some tips? So we're saying the first one. But also the competition one is very tempting. It could be really interesting. I'll be third though. Really? Right. I also want to see the competition. But that's my personality. I know you're very competitive. I remember when we were in the arcade, you were literally so pissed whenever you lost. And also when we were playing Mario Party here, the second like someone took anything away from you or like beat you, you were so pissed. No one beats you at games, except I did. We'll have a competition. We'll give you some. I don't know. You know what? We'll save and we'll try to do all of them. Why
Save.
not? We'll do the competition for you.
One.
Because that's what you chose.
Cove, what does the winner get?
A kiss.
You wrinkled your nose and thought about it for a moment. Jazz, if you win, I'll let you have my dessert the next time you come over for dinner.
All right, that's kind of weak. Weak.
Cove, and if you win, I'll give you mine.
That sounds very wrong out of context. I'm just saying. Nice emotes you got there. Now I'm hungry, right? Oh, now I want dessert. Now I want ice cream and stuff.
You shook hands to settle the terms and ran out into the water together.
That's so cute. Look at
You
that.
paddled out into the sea to where the good waves were.
I also
The
need
water
snacks.
was cool against your skin.
Oh man, now you made me want to have like a popcorn movie night by myself. That is really like self-care. I might just order some from Cineplex. Oh my god, bougie Cineplex. Isn't that really expensive? Right, I was gonna say, could you just like go to the dollar store and get yourself popcorn? Anyway.
Cove, MM. Not too calm but nothing crazy. It looks perfect today.
I want a movie night. Look at this, it's so cool. Yes, actually we're still doing the partner push, so if you guys could help me out and try to get my average views to be up. Obviously the goal is to get to 75, but we all have to like start somewhere. If we could just keep it at 5 viewers today and then 6 and 7 and 8, that'd be nice, you know? So just make sure you guys are always lurking and staying on the stream. Thank you for reminding me, Shiny Koopa. Oh, yeah, what a movie night. Same. My cart is behind my dad's, so I'm too lazy. Oh my gosh. Can you walk there? Is it too far away? Not too calm, but nothing crazy. It looks perfect today. I am in love with this picture right here. It is so pretty. Isn't it?
He smiled at you and you couldn't help but smile back. You felt totally content.
Content. Content. Walking the cold? Hell no, I feel you. That's why I take the bus even though the station's not that far away. I don't want to walk in the cold.
Until Cove kicked the water a little too hard and it inadvertently splashed you. Jazz, hey.
Hey.
Cove, did that hit you? Sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
You could tell he really did feel bad that you had gotten caught in the crossfire.
You splashed him back, you let it go. I think we all know what I want.
You splashed him back.
It's pretty obvious. We splash, right? What's a partner push? So partner push is trying to get to partner. And the only thing I need to get is 75 viewers. And the reason why Shiny Koopa asked me that, it's because it's in the title of my stream, like at the end of the title. So yeah. I think we're gonna splash him back, right? I mean, obviously. I'm just going through water right now. I don't know what it is. I could go the whole day without drinking water. But the second I'm streaming, I think it's because I'm talking a lot. But when I'm streaming, I'm like, glug, 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 glug. Yeah, anyway. Splashing him back.
You laughed but waited for an opening for revenge. The second he looked away you kicked back, spraying him.
Of course.
Cove, PFF, this isn't what we were supposed to compete over, Jazz.
But it's funny. Why wouldn't it?
You snickered quietly at the reaction. You tried to splash him once more,
Of course.
but he was ready for it and got to you first. He looked at you with a cheeky smile.
Twitch partners are creators who stream a variety of content from games, music, talk shows, art. Yeah, they're not that much different for Twitch affiliates. It's just that Twitch partners have more perks, I would say. They get more access to more emotes. They get a check next to their name. They get pushed more. Like more people get to see them on Twitch. Stuff like that.
Cove, didn't you want to do some surfing before the afternoon is over?
Yeah.
Jazz, yeah. One battle was over, but the war was just beginning.
No, it's so muddy from it. I mean, obviously having more viewers is nice, but yeah. Like, you're associate to Twitch. No, it's not like that. The war just begun,
By the time you set the standards for the little competition, you felt relaxed in the sea.
You can subscribe on Twitch, which gets you to use some cool emotes in chat. That's true. Yasmin has already did that. I don't know why I stuttered so much. As well as a special rank. And, well, I think you mean like a sub badge. Yeah. And room unlock in my Discord server. Yeah. I have a special sub channel on my Discord. Ooh, sometimes if you're not subscribed, you can't get the Discord. No, you can get the Discord. It's not like only... Some people who have a lot of viewers do Twitch channels for only subscribers, but I jazzy Discord server, by the way. Okay. But I personally don't care. But Yasmin, you're already in the Discord server. You're fine. You're good. If you've already subscribed once, so you have like access to that one channel that's only for subs. But yeah, some people who have too many viewers do, some people who have too many viewers do like only subscribers have Discord, but not me. By the time you set the set for
By
the
the
cops,
time you set
felt
the
relaxed
standards
in
for the
sea.
little...
You wanted to show off, you surfed carefully, you decided to go with the flow. Let me know what you guys would pick. I have a feeling Yasmin would say she wants to show off because she's just that type of person. But I personally would go with the flow type of person. I don't want to be too cocky because then getting too cocky you could fuck up. Surfing carefully won't really help me win. But going with the flow sounds like the right strategy to me. That's my thought process behind that. But what would you pick? I don't know if you guys could hear the music, but it's a freaking bop. Let me put this louder. Anyway, that's enough of that. Okay, gotta make sure you guys still hear it. There you go. I'm gonna say go with the flow. I gave you guys time to answer.
With the flow.
Here we go.
You played the competition by ear and went after whatever wave made sense. Cove as a surfer was as graceful as a professional dancer on stage.
He was,
his brow
was he?
furrowed in concentration, and yet his effortless smile never wavered.
Of course.
It was incredibly hard to pull your eyes from him.
Of course. I mean, a guy who knows how to surf, I mean, how could you take your eyes away from that? You can't. It's impossible.
Cove as a surfer was similar to his own personality, a bit awkward. His brow furrowed in concentration, and yet his smile never wavered.
Did I read that?
It was absolutely charming in its own way.
Yeah.
However, you tried to keep your focus on the feel of the waves and your balance on your board. He complimented you mildly after you tackled a big wave.
Of course he gave me a compliment. You were awesome at surfing, you were pretty good at competing, you only fell off your board once, which wasn't bad. That's so mean.
You
this
only
one,
fell off.
So mean. You didn't do well. That's even meaner. I'm gonna say you were awesome.
You were awesome at... You never
Without
misjudged
being
the
mean
wave.
to Cove.
It wasn't always easy to pop up, but after a few trial runs of whitewater takeoffs you'd been in the zone.
Ayo.
This was a good test for all the practice you'd put in. Cove was still a real opponent, never failing to meet a challenge when you both were in it.
I like a little competition.
Soon enough,
it's always fun.
The competition was over. As well as you had done, you had to conclude Cove was the winner this time. Still, you'd done your best to make it a close call. There was a fair chance you'd win if you did it again.
Oops,
What an
I
afternoon.
did it again. Anyway. Aww.
The setting sun was visible on the horizon. Every time you would look away, it had sunk a little lower. The beach was darkening but still pleasantly warm.
Isn't that so pretty?
You knew you should get out of the water, before it was completely dark in the sea. You rode one last wave to get back to the beach. There, you picked up your surfboard and gave it a quick once-over. Cove followed behind you to the shore. He put his board with his other things and grabbed his towel to start drying off.
I have a question for you guys. Do you guys surf? Do you guys know how to surf? Even if it's like snowboard? I have no clue how to do that. I don't have balance like that. But I admire people that can do that. I can't even ride a fucking skateboard. So, I could do oh, what's it called? I could do a scooter. But that's about it. I surf a snowboard and longboard. Wow. I mean, it really fits you. But, yeah, that makes sense. Because you also ice skate. And your balance is really good. I don't think I can do none of that. I can scooter, but that's about it.
As he ruffled his hair with the towel,
And bikes,
you watched
of course.
the sunset together. The colors were beautiful in the distance, and the shadows around you deepened.
It's so pretty.
There was no need for words between you two as you both enjoyed the sight for a moment. Cove broke the silence.
So cute!
Cove, the waves were good today, I think.
I think. He's so awkward, I love it. Yeah, totally. I guess. Perfect for surfing. Did you really think so? Ooh, okay, so what do you guys think? I think I want to say perfect for surfing. I also I miss surfing? Oh, you surf too? Did you really think so is a good one, I feel like. Don't you really think so? It's kind of flirty, isn't it? Like, are you sure? Makes him doubt, and then you see his cute face when he tries to figure out what you mean. I like it. I think it's a good flirt. What do you guys think? Obviously, we want to flirt. I mean, it's a dating simulator game. If you don't flirt in a dating simulator game, what are you doing? I don't know why I felt like doing this. I used to be able to like move the, if you guys could see, normally I would hit this, the paw, and then it would like lift up the ear. But I don't know if you guys can hear this. It's just like air. It's like not connected anymore, like it doesn't want to work. So I can't lift up the ears anymore, which is really sad. You can just imagine. Once upon a time it worked. Now it does not, sadly. I mean, for the price that I paid it, I'm surprised it held on for so long. I will say, did you really think so?
Did you really think so? He nodded mildly. Cove, you've gotten so good.
Oh, he's so nice.
You couldn't help but smile at the praise. It meant a lot coming from him.
I love praise. I don't know. Just compliment me. Say I did a good job. I will be so happy.
Jazz, you're still the best surfer here.
Cute.
Cove, yeah.
I like him. He's not even like, no, I'm not the best. And he's like, yeah, thanks.
He was humble about it, but you both knew it was true.
That wasn't humble. That's the point I was making. He was basically saying like, yeah, I am.
You chatted a little more until the conversation truly died out and all you heard was the rhythmic sound of waves. Then Cove sighed. Cove, the day can't be over. Not yet.
Not yet.
He scowled into the distance as if the sun exiting the sky was a personal offense.
Yeah. That sounds a lot like Asmund. She's like upset when the sun leaves. She's like, what the hell, son?
Cove, don't you think it should be longer?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I get what they're saying, but the day is already long enough when it's summer. Yeah, it felt long enough to me. Could you imagine? You're like, long enough to me. That's kind of what I said, but I wouldn't say that to him because obviously that sounds like I don't want it to be longer because I don't want to spend more time with him. But I do. So I'm gonna say, yeah.
Yeah.
Unga. Shiny, what are you on about?
Cove
Okay,
stood up
sure.
straight in defiance of the approaching darkness. Cove, I'm not gonna go home yet. I want to go somewhere. I don't know.
Well, we don't have to go home.
Cove was still dripping in salt water, so you weren't sure what the alternative was. Wetsuits were fine for the beach and not much else.
Oh, we should play volleyball. Can we do that?
It wasn't a good idea for him to lug his surfboard around town either.
It'll be really cute in that wetsuit wherever you go. Oh, I need to call it a night. Yes, I want to do something too. We'll sure be welcome anywhere. Soaking wet like this. That is the realistic one. That's the, yeah, I want to do something too. Like, I reciprocate what you feel. Unga, you is the amazing. Shiny, what are you talking about? I need to call it a night, or you'll be real cute in that wetsuit wherever you go. I think this
You'll
one.
be real cute in that wetsuit wherever you go.
I think any opportunity to say that he's cute, I'm gonna take it. So.
Cove's face and ears flushed red as he looked down and inspected himself. He crossed his hands over his chest self-consciously.
So cute.
He
I
had
like
been
making
so
him
used to wearing
embarrassed.
it that Cove hadn't given his current choice of dress any thought. At least that was before you pointed it out to him.
He didn't notice.
Cove, well you would too, so.
He said I'm cute, basically.
Cove's eyes widened when he processed what he'd just said and awkwardly decided to give up on the whole thing.
Of course.
Then he looked down the shore with wide, shining eyes.
Shining, shimmering, splendid. Sorry. Any excuse to just burst into a Disney song, I'll take it. Especially if it's Aladdin.
Cove, there's at least one place that's always okay to hang out in, no matter what time it is, the park.
That's so true.
You nodded. The park was virtually always empty.
Oh my goodness.
Even
An
Elizabeth
empty
only went over
park.
there nowadays if she was looking for you.
Elizabeth.
How times have changed. She used to be so protective of the place.
Right? I remember she used to think like she was the queen of the playground. Like she owns the playground. I remember that. Now she doesn't
In
even give a
fact,
fuck.
The only person there was a chance of running into might be that Jeremy kid again.
Ugh.
You brought
Please
the idea
no.
up to Cove and he cringed.
Yeah,
but-
same. I just cringed.
Cove, I'm still going. The sun is still there, a little. I'm staying out as long as it is.
Good point.
You-
Why the frick would I go home?
You
Just,
tagged
just
along.
wondering, who in their right mind, when they're playing a game like this, and you have the opportunity to go with a cute guy in a park, would say no? Just wondering. Maybe they're worried
Go.
about their parents or
Okay,
something, but I don't
let's go.
care. This isn't real life.
Cove took a minute to put his stuff in order. He made sure to get it all, though didn't take much care to shake the sand off. You dealt with your own things.
He stuffed everything together quickly. Yeah, quickly. We don't
You
want to
stuffed
make him
everything-
wait.
Jazz, I'm done, Cove. He rolled his eyes with a bent smile at the announcement. As a final touch, Cove
Hi,
plucked his
Nina.
glasses off the beach and put them back on his face. He looked more like himself now.
By the way, Nina, I took your suggestion last time you were here. You told me to do a wish list, and I did. So if you use the command !wish list, you would see my wish list. But I also want to say hi to you, and how are you, my love, my sweet?
He led the way down the beach to the park. It wasn't far, so it didn't take you long at all.
Oh, you saw it on Instagram? Oh, somebody follows me on Instagram. I like it. So did you take a look? Is there anything on my list where like, ooh, that's cute? I actually bought something that wasn't in the list because I felt it was way too expensive and I felt like I needed to buy it for me. It was a new desk. It's like an L-shaped desk, but not only is it an L-shaped desk, it has like a cup holder, it has a headphone holder, and it has like plugs and 2 USB ports. It's super cute, and it has like a thing where I could put my monitor on, and it's just really pretty. And I showed it to Yasmin, and it's going to come like soon, but I had to order it from Amazon US because I could not find a cute one like that in Canadian Amazon, so it did cost me a little extra. And I also got this cute LED Luna light. It is so pretty. I want to show you guys a picture real quick. I'm not gonna go full screen because I'm scared the game's gonna crash, but I'm just zoom in because I'm gonna show you guys. So this is the light that I got. I saw this in a YouTube video and I thought, oh my god, it looks so pretty. I couldn't stop staring at it in the background, and I was like, I need that. And I also got this desk. You guys see it? It's so pretty, isn't it? So imagine that in my room. So pretty. I'm excited to receive it. Same. That was like, oh my gosh. Focus. Focus. Come back. Come back to me. I'm here. Look at my face. Hello. Thank you. I am excited as hell to get that for my birthday. I hope it arrives before my birthday because it is like shipping from the US. Y'all know how it is with Amazon and shipping since like the pandemic. It's very complicated. But yeah, I'm excited, but obviously I want to get myself other things, but things can be expensive. I was like, oh, my birthday's soon. If you guys want to give me a present, and then I remember Nina told me like, get me that. I saw the Mirabelle dress. Of course, I'm trying to get a Mirabelle cosplay, and it's there just in case somebody just wants to get it for me. Yes. I'm a huge fan of Encanto. I actually tried to get the cosplay before on Etsy, but for some reason they like shipped it out to Algeria because I used to live in Algeria, and I'm like, I've always ordered on Etsy before. They always gave it like they always shipped it out to me, and I'm like, why the fuck did that? Anyway, I just wasted a lot of money, like hundreds. So I was really sad about that, but it's okay. Money comes and goes. It's just
He
making
led the
that
way
clear.
down the beach to the park. It wasn't.
Oh yeah.
The sun still hadn't completely disappeared just yet when you made your arrival.
Ooh.
Cove stuck his surfboard upright in the sand and tossed his towel over top.
That's actually smart.
By now, the two of you were mostly dry. The summer breeze on your skin kept you pleasantly warm.
I feel like they're gonna have memories about the park when they were kids.
Cove idly went over to the monkey bars. He grabbed them, feet flat on the ground, and pretended to go across. He had definitely grown in the past few years.
That's how you know you're grown. When you're too big to be on the swing sets, to use the monkey bars, to anything. Oh, it's so sad, isn't it? When you can't fit in the slide anymore. Oh, it's so sad. Just so sad. I wish they made parks just a little bit bigger. I know it's to appeal more to kids, but especially swing sets. I feel like it's not just a kid thing. Like it could be something adults could enjoy as well. I just feel like just make it bigger. Just make it a little bigger, like the seat. Anyway.
You were still short enough to use the monkey bars yourself. Sometimes being tiny had its perks.
Yeah, I'm not that tiny in real life. I just made my character tiny just because it would be cute, like the height difference. He's tall, I'm tiny. You know, I think it's cute.
When he got to a bar in the middle, Cove pulled himself up and through, then sat on top of the bars. His legs dangled off the side of the bar he perched on.
Hi Brian, how are you? Welcome to the stream. We're playing Our Life, a dating simulator game, and we are currently in the park hanging out with our love interest after surfing, and we're having a good time. Is the game talking or is that you? No, it is not me. I like to call him Mike, and he basically just talks for me because last time that I played this game, I was reading quite a lot, and I actually lost my voice because it was like reading text for like 3 to 4 hours. It was really straining. So there's this option in the game where you can have a robot read for you, and I thought, oh, I might as well do that. And I just noticed, I'm so sorry, Nina, that I missed a message. You said you're good and you're watching The Walking Dead with the boyfriend. I remember watching The Walking Dead way back, and the only thing I really remember is being, spoiler alert, being sad when Gwen died, and I also really like to make fun of Carl and just keep screaming, Carl! Carl! Anyway, it sounds like a monodic Darth Vader. I know it's not the best voice. I don't know if there's an option to like change it, but let me save and see if I can change the voice
When
over. Is there an option? I don't know. Is there settings in this game? I don't
When
even
he
know.
got to a bar in the middle, Cove pulled
Shut up,
himself
shut up,
up
shut
and
up, shut up.
through, then sat on top of the bars. His legs dangled off the side of the bar he perched on.
Okay. When I went to get the COVID shot, it was in elementary school, and there was a playground in there, so I just started playing in it. I don't care. Oh. That's interesting. I was like, you're not in elementary school, though. That's kind of weird. And I remembered what you mean, which, like, they were giving out COVID shots, and you were just like, let me just hang out in the playground. Because we were talking about how it sucks how, like, playgrounds get too small for you when you get older. And it's like, why does it have to be restricted to only kids? So I have a lot of good childhood memories, but I feel like every kid had their favorite part of the playground. For me, it was definitely the swings. So obviously you guys can see that I'm a thick girl. I got curves and everything, and my hips are pretty big. So a lot of times some swings I can fit them barely, like they kind of like hurt when I sit on them, and some I can't even fit in them. So it's really sad when it's like I can't play the swings because I grew up too much. The swing's the best. It is the best. And I want to know what you guys like the best. Was it the slide, the swings, the monkey bars, whatever it may be?
Wait.
You joined him on the monkey bars. You stood nearby. You took a seat on the swings.
You joined
Obviously, we're joining
him. You looked
him.
above yourself to inspect the monkey bars. You might have been short, but that just gave you more experience in climbing things.
Who cares? I would just play in it. Exactly. It's just sad when I can't fit in the seat.
You leaped and grabbed at one of the bars, using the momentum to swing yourself up. It took a little more scrambling, but you made it to the top. Cove seemed impressed.
As he should. As he should be.
You settled on the monkey bar like it was a throne. You didn't get to be above everything often.
I feel like that's how cats feel. I don't know if you guys ever had cats or noticed, but when cats ever get up to a high place, That's why they like cat trees so much. They really like being above and like seeing things from a high place because they're so small. And I think it's really cute.
Cove, guess what?
What?
He smiled broadly and raised an eyebrow.
Can we all agree Cove is cute? I kind of want to do a poll.
He smiled broadly and raised an eyebrow.
Okay, you could shut up, Mike. I want to know if you guys think Cove is cute. So we're gonna do a poll. Like, would you guys... I'm not saying would you date him, but I'm, like, asking... You guys think he's cute? So if you guys don't know, that's Cove. Just making that clear. And let's continue.
Cove, he's not here. Right. It was true, there wasn't a single sign of Jeremy. Looks like it was just going to be the two of you tonight.
Hell yeah. Just the two of us. Mm-mm-mm.
Cove hung his head and groaned dramatically. Your eyes widened when he whipped his head back up.
He whip his head back and forth.
Cove, I can't believe how dumb my parents are for forcing me to come to this stupid place.
Oh, is he imitating Jeremy? I was like, why is he, what is he doing?
You were taken aback and blinked for a second before you realized he was quoting Jeremy.
Haha, don't scare me like that when Jeremy is enough. I like that. That's not really nice. Funny, but not nice. You don't have to tease him. Of course you have to tease him. Ugh, parents don't know anything.
Parents don't know anything.
I think playing along is what we need to do. And I'm gonna do that, because it's no fun being a sourpuss.
Cove chuckled back at you, amused.
Yeah,
You looked around. The old park, the streets you knew like the back of your hand, and the beach, these were your stomping grounds. You wondered how Cove actually felt. How much was his joke just a joke, and how much was sincere dislike of this place. Moving had never been his choice.
and I can relate to that because when I was younger, I grew up in Canada, but my parents made me move away to like a freaking different country. It was really hard to get used to everything. And I can only, like, I freaking understand how Cove feels because it feels like you're stripped away of your childhood, you're stripped away of your friends, and you're like everything that's familiar to you, and you're just thrown into this new and scary place, and you feel like you're like alone basically. So I really relate to Cove here, and I never grew to like the place that my parents made me move into, but I hope that Cove did because I know it can be pretty difficult. Do you actually like this neighborhood? I know you don't think it's dumb. You let the silence stretch between you two. I think there's
Do
no
you
harm in
actually
asking,
like this
right?
neighborhood? Cove, do you really have to ask that, Jazz?
I think he just really likes me, not necessarily the neighborhood.
Cove kicked his legs carelessly as they dangled. He smiled softly. Cove, I like it here. I really do. It's a nice place.
When I was moving with my parents from a country to another, I was just excited to meet new friends. Fair. I think it's too much happy land in my head. I felt, I hated it because my parents lied to me. Like, they did not tell me that, we were gonna live there. They just told me it was gonna be vacation, like, every summer. So I think that's why I was not as happy as you were, because they didn't tell me. They just were like, okay, well, now you live here and there's no way out. And you don't have a choice in this. And it felt like really cheated, especially since I was 12 and I didn't understand that my parents were just doing what they thought were best for me at the time. But yeah, eventually I got back, and I've definitely had to like let that go, learn to let that go, and yeah.
He didn't hesitate. There was no uncertainty. That was his genuine opinion.
Yeah, I like it too. Well, at least one person likes it here. Oh, you nodded wordlessly. Well, of course, I'm here after all. I like that one. Or the last one. You're the best thing in the neighborhood. Can we say the last one? The last one's really good. But I also like the one before the last one is pretty good. Because I'm here. That's what I said earlier. I was like, you don't like the neighborhood. You like me. That's what I felt. So what do you guys think? Which should it be? You can also choose another one, but I really like the last two. I wonder what would happen if you're playing this game, right? And you pick all the options that make you sound like you don't like him. Do they still end up together at the end? You know what I mean? I'm still torn between I'm here and you're the best thing. I think saying you're the best is really nice. Just
You're the
thing
best
to
thing
say.
in the neighborhood.
Okay, I'm just gonna go with that
Cove
one.
flushed and started kicking his legs wildly like he was running in place.
Cute.
It didn't take long for the day to finally draw to a close. The sun was gone and it was dark. You chatted a while longer, but it was definitely winding down.
You better get home. I wish days were longer. You chose not to say anything. I gotta say, I wish the days were longer.
Cove, I wish this day was longer. His feet kicked out. It made him look like a pouty child.
Aww.
Cove, oh well. Cove sighed. It was time to go home. He hopped down from the monkey bars with a thump when his feet hit the ground.
Honestly, you know that it was a good day if you like wish it was longer.
You clambered down the monkey bars yourself. You lowered yourself more slowly than Cove and barely made a sound when your feet reached the ground. Cove grabbed his surfboard and threw his towel around his neck. With his water bottle in hand, he was ready. You both began your trek up the road. It was a quiet night and you didn't run into anyone else. In what felt like no time at all, you had reached your street. As you walked, Cove smiled to himself. It was a soft expression and you couldn't help but wonder what put it there. Jazz.
What
Cove.
put it there? Good question.
Cove, I just remember when we were younger. It used to be such a big deal to come home after dark.
Right? It used to be like the worst thing. I remember my dad would always say, come back before sunset, come back before sunset. Like I was 10 or 11 at the time and I was like allowed to go to the park. It was a little 5-minute walk away. But my parents trusted me, but they were like, you have to come back before dark though. You cannot let it go dark. And I would always look at the sun like, is it gonna go dark? Is it gonna go dark? Like I did not have the concept of like looking at a watch, or there were definitely not phones at the times like now. I didn't have one. And I was like, it's dark yet. And then I would go back home before I felt like it was too dark. And sometimes I would come back too early and I'm like, damn it, I could have stayed a little longer. But everyone in my friends, like in the neighborhood were there and it was always so much fun.
You could indeed recall. If you got sandy, your parents would have something to say. If you got wet, your parents would have more to say. And if you came home after dark, well, your mom's and his dad better have said it was okay beforehand.
Exactly.
You used to need permission for everything. That small comment he made exposed just how much freedom you really had this summer.
I really felt that when you feel like you finally have freedom, it's the best. It's one of the cool things about growing up, you get more freedom. One of the things that suck though is you get so many more responsibilities. It is actually crazy.
Cove looked up into the sky, a smile still on his face as the two of you walked side by side reminiscing.
Aww.
When you came to your houses, you turned to each other.
Hug?
Cove, bye.
Come on, give me a hug, buddy. It's nice seeing you. It was definitely an interesting experience. Yep. Or thanks for the awesome day. I'm gonna say, I really like.
It was nice seeing you.
I like this one and I like the last one quite a bit. I feel like the third one is nice, but also could be like said in a sarcastic way. Well, that was an interesting experience. The first one is just dry. It's so dry. It's the same thing with yup. What is that? That's awful. I'm gonna say thanks for the awesome day.
Cove waved and you both turned around to your respective houses. This was a pleasant end to the outing, you thought.
Yay! So that was Waves. Thank you, Yasmin, for choosing that one. That was an actually good one. So now we have growing, family, dinner, and road trip. So which one do you guys want to see? I'm actually quite excited. What do you guys think? Obviously, you guys see these are all DLC'd. I could play them, but if I buy the DLCs, I'm gonna see if I can even finish the game because there's so much content. There's way more content than I thought. And the fact that there's even DLC content, that's so crazy. I might be able to, like, do everything. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's see. Which one do you guys want me to do? I'm very much leaning towards road trip. I think that one is the most interesting one out of, well, we did Wave, which was the one that piqued our interest at first. But now, I'm like, ooh, road trip. That sounds really good. What do you guys think? I'm gonna let you guys choose and let me know. While you choose, I'm going to be on Instagram for just 1 second. Okay, I thought I had a message, but I don't. Okay, good. Kidoki. Road trip? Got you. I felt it. I felt it. I knew it.
Even though you were awake, the sun had barely peeked its head above the horizon and the sky above was still dark, though lightning by the minute. Usually you wouldn't be up so early, especially during summer vacation, but today was different.
I have a question to ask. I feel like I am that person where it's like, I have a question to ask. But I want to know, do you guys wake up early in the morning, even if it's vacation? I'm not the type of person that wakes up early. If early to me is 9 p.m. and 9:10 a.m. That's early. I'm like, oh my gosh, so early. Do you guys wake up when it's early during the summer or spring break? Early, of course. I can't. I'm not a morning person. And I've tried to be a morning person. And I admit, you get more things done. And you get more... The days just longer, right? But I personally am like... Oh, I miss my nights. My, like, alone time at night where I'm just by myself and watching my shows. I like it. It's quiet. It's peaceful. It's mine. It's just me. You know? And... I don't know. I just like that. And I feel like if I wake up in the morning... Oh, shut up,
especially
Mike.
during summer vacation, but today was different.
Okay, thanks, Mike. But to me, it's like if I wake up early, then I don't have that like time at night for myself. So I don't know. I don't like it. I like being up late. Mike has no respect for real. No
Today,
respect.
instead of the lazy days you were used to, everything around
Me.
you was a flurry of activity as both your family and Coves prepared for what lay ahead. Because parked in the street, just outside your house, was a massive RV camper, so big you couldn't even see Cove's house behind it.
That is big. But I also want to know, have you guys ever been camping before? I have, but it's never been like the traditional like RV forest camping. It was like, oh, we slept over at the beach in a tent, and we were allowed to do that. And that was really fun and cool. But I've never been to like, okay, it's the forest, we have an RV, we're gonna do s'mores, that type of stuff. Never did that traditional camping. And I really wish I could do that someday. I feel like that would be really fun. I would also really like it if it's in a cabin. I think that would be really cool, like an Airbnb. It's like a cute little cabin in the woods. Freaking adorable. I want to do that.
His parents had rented the RV for a few days to take him on a short road trip to see the Redwood National Park. You glanced at Cove, who was standing nearby taking in the scene in front of him. The prospect of the trip had to be a mixed bag for him, but it was only 3 days, so it seemed he was dealing with it as best he could.
Yeah, just 3 days. You can't complain about that.
Especially now that you and your family were joining them. You weren't sure how exactly it had happened. You knew your parents and Cove spoke to each other often, and somewhere along the way plans were made after Cliff offered to share the space.
Of course.
The parents all thought it was a fantastic idea.
It is a fantastic idea because they're already close friends. Having a lot of people in a camping trip is fun. Must be
You
fun.
had already gotten a good look inside while helping to load everything in, and you had to admit that while it was a really big car, fitting that many people inside was going to be snug.
It is quite a bit of people, so because we have two sets of parents, so that's 4 people, and we have like 3 kids basically. Yeah, because we have Elizabeth, and we have Cove, and we have myself, so that's 7 people. Even if it's big, I'm like, damn, gotta be tight in there.
Mom, move it or lose it, kiddo.
Damn, this is the savage mom, part 2. This is second
Mom
thing she said I was
past
savage
with a
today.
cooler in one hand and a large bottle of water under the other. She was upbeat for this early in the morning.
Oh, this is morning? I thought this was night. Well, that doesn't make any sense.
Ma, however, seemed to be on the other side of the wavelength.
There's
She
2 types
followed
of
behind her
people.
wife, dragging her feet on every step.
That's my mom. There's 2 types of people in the morning. The one in the freaking robe and they're tired and are like, why the hell am I awake? And then there's the other mom who's just happy to be there.
Ma, I'm going to need a whole jug of coffee once we hit the road.
You could relate to Ma. It was way too early. Me. Personally, you were as raring to go as your mom. You felt like you were middle ground between the 2. Okay, real question. I'm craving snacks. I really want popcorn for delivery. For a big bag of popcorn plus chocolate plus tax for delivery. No! Yasmin? Yasmin. Do you remember your goals? Which was to not order food and to cook more? Do you remember that? Don't do that. And it's not even food, it's snacks. You know what I mean? I know you're craving, but that's ridiculously expensive. How big is the popcorn? Are we talking like here or here? How big is it? The size in this case matters. What are you? $21. My goodness. You said it was a big bag of popcorn. Snacks is better than food. But I feel like it's the big popcorn from Cineplex. I haven't been to Cineplex in a while. But I kind of get an idea
You
of how
felt
big
like
that
you
is.
were a middle ground between the 2.
Mike, please, we're talking. Oh God. I still think you shouldn't. Because that's so expensive. Do you need a chocolate as well? I sound so mean. Like, do you really need that? And I would get really mad and triggered when people would tell me that. So I'm sorry. But you know what I mean? Like, how much is it if it's just the popcorn? Alright, I'm just gonna say that I'm gonna relate that it's
You
too
could
early.
relate. You yawned and rubbed at your eyes, still sleepy from the early morning wake-up call. The air outside was still
The
damp
heart
from
is
dew and that
broken?
helped make you a bit more alert.
Why? Why is your heart broken? No, I'm sorry. Okay, get whatever you want then. No, it's fine. Just get whatever you want. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you asked my opinion. It's just, I feel like $21 for popcorn where you can go to the dollar store and buy some. And it's so cheaper. And you also could just get chocolate. It's so cheaper. And I'm like, that's not helping. I'm telling you, you should just go in the car, go to the dollar store, or it doesn't even have to be the dollar store, just literally a supermarket. You go, you get popcorn, you get chocolate, and you're like, boom. My car is blocked by my dad's. Then you tell your dad to move your car. Can't you get his keys and like get it out of the way? What I would do if somebody's going grocery shopping, I just tell them like, I want this and I want that, and they get it for me. And that way it's free and I don't have to pay anything. Is anybody doing groceries?
You yawned and rubbed at your eyes, still sleepy from the early morning wake-up call. The air outside was still damp from dew and that helped make you a bit more alert.
Well, you should tell him that it blocks your car. Like, obviously you don't want to drive his car, you just want to get it out of the way.
And then, at the end of the chain, came your sister. She had a bone to pick before the trip officially started. Her rattling off critiques added some level of normalcy to everything new going on.
So that's my sister in the game. And we're calling her Eliza what? Bitch. Elizabeth.
Elizabeth, I don't get why I can't sleep in the bed tonight. Jazz is the youngest, and I'll never fall asleep in that loft.
Ooh, let me check if I have some popcorn at home. I doubt it, but I might. Lurk. Alright, yeah, you should go check before you make a reckless decision.
Ma, we're trying to make things fair on everyone. If you want to play the older card, you should be offering to take the loft both nights. It's important for big siblings to make sacrifices for their younger ones.
That is a good point.
Elizabeth huffed, not happy with that answer in the
Of course,
slightest,
Elizabeth.
and folded her arms, leaning back against the side of the RV. The trip plans had been nailed down prior, the sleeping arrangements included. Elizabeth still held on to her objections with them. There was a main area of the RV with a couch, loft, and some floor space. At the end of the car was a room with a large bed. Your moms were sharing the bed, Kyra was on the couch, and father and son intended to sleep on the floor.
Oh, I see.
The adults determined you and Elizabeth would switch between the small loft above the driver's seat and sharing the bed with moms. You
were fine with the arrangements. You were excited to sleep in a loft. You felt sharing a bed with your parents is gonna be awkward. Yeah. We're looking forward to a sleepover with your moms. You weren't too happy either, but didn't want to make a fuss. You thought it was unfair that Cove had to sleep on the floor. I'm gonna go with that one.
You thought
What?
it was after all, it was supposed to be a trip for him and his family before yours ended up coming along too.
True.
Now he had been kicked out of every bed-like space and put on the floor.
That sucks.
There had to be another way to organize things so it was better for him.
You offered to sleep somewhere else. You're sharing the loft.
You suggested sharing the loft with Cove.
Of course.
Jazz, Cove and I could share the loft, when I'm up there. I don't mind making room for him. You took a glance over at Cove, but noticed that he wouldn't meet your eye in return.
I'm trying
He wasn't
really
able
hard.
to say anything in response to the suggestion either. Mom, no. That loft is too tiny for two people. Even if those people are teens.
Come on. I told you I tried, man. I didn't think that
Mom,
would work.
The last thing we need is one of you rolling off and crushing poor Clip beneath you. Who will take over his driving shifts? The three other parents all laughed at your mom's joke.
Was that a joke? That was not a very good joke. I didn't even get it.
You finally caught Cove's eye, and he gave you a tiny smile before shrugging. With a sigh, you had to admit defeat.
I
Mom,
wish, man.
Alright, you lot. Does everyone have everything they need?
Hopefully. You always forget something
Ma,
at trips like this.
we're heading out in 5 minutes. Now's the time to double check. You don't want to forget something important.
Yeah, you always feel like confident that you didn't forget anything, and then like, I'd say like 30 minutes later, you're like, I forgot that thing that was pretty important. And
At
you're
the
like,
word,
it's
Elizabeth
fine.
yelped and dashed back into the house, her bedhead hair bouncing behind her as she went.
I definitely have a crazy bed hair when I wake up, so I relate.
Ma came over and gave you a smile, setting her hands on her hip. Ma, how about you?
What about
Ma,
me?
do you have all your clothes packed? Toiletries, deodorant, floss. Anything else you can think of?
I know she's being a mom and doing her job, but like, embarrassing much. You were confident you had it all. You weren't sure about that. You had to run back inside for something.
You just gave
You just gave her
You
a
were
bladder.
confident you had it all.
I always am confident that I pack everything because I'm like that type of person that like gets a list and just like. So I'm gonna say that.
Wanting to make sure everything was organized and ready to go, you had packed the night before, and set your alarm too.
That's what you should do.
Jazz, yep. I'm good. Ma, that's great. We'll have to wait for the ones who weren't as organized, but we'll be heading off shortly.
That
With
was
a few
shady.
minutes left to spare before leaving, you mentally went over what you had packed for the trip: clothes, a pillow, and blanket, usual day-to-day gear for most people. You also had more personal things, such as
Ooh. A must-have for me anywhere I go, even if it's not a trip. I need music. I can't go anywhere
An
without music.
MP3 player.
We're taking that.
With so much time going to be spent driving in a car, you wanted to make sure you'd be able to have some music to put on.
Yes. And obviously a portable
A
game
portable
console.
gaming console.
You need that Nintendo Switch or that DS or whatever the hell you use.
The drive to the Redwood National Park would take an entire day one way, so you wanted to make sure you had a way to entertain yourself while traveling there and back.
And I want to take a camera. You
Your
have to
camera.
take pictures.
It was just a little pocket camera you had gotten from your mom's, but you couldn't miss the opportunity to take some new snap.
I could take pencil, boom, for stuffed animal, a couple things to read, a ball. I'm gonna say my favorite stuffed animal. I think I'm good.
Without fail, it always made you feel more comfortable whenever you went somewhere new.
Yes.
It was like taking a little piece of home away with you.
That is so true. I always took a little like stuffed animal every time I went on a trip as a kid. And I want to say that's everything,
And
because
that
I
was
don't really
everything.
care about the rest of those things.
Kyra,
Kyra, I
hey,
miss you.
let me take that for you, Jazz. I'll stow it in the RV. There's a few spots left, it'll fit.
Thank you.
You let Kyra take your bag and gave her a grateful smile. With nothing left to do, you watched the others getting ready for the trip. Kyra and Cliff seemed to have the most energy of anyone. They were finishing packing the suitcases away while your moms had gone to lock up the house. They high-fived whenever another one got crammed into the storage compartments of the vehicle. Even though your own parents were more low-key than Coves, you could tell they were both excited for the trip.
I like that they use the
It
word
had been a
low-key.
while since your family had been away anywhere together. Elizabeth skipped towards the
It's always
RV,
nice.
a bag slung over her shoulder, and you were surprised to see she seemed more optimistic about the whole ordeal now. Usually she wasn't one to exit the confines of her room unless it was for TV or food or to leave her family behind to be with friends.
I'm really glad I don't have to read this, because that is a lot of text to just... Like, can we just go? Oh, jeez.
You would have thought 3 whole days packed in an RV with 6 others would be too much for her. But it was a nice surprise. You supposed any vacation was better than no vacation in her mind.
Yeah, nice vacation. That's always good.
Cove had been pretty quiet so far and, more than anything, seemed to be overwhelmed by the situation.
You were excited for this trip too. You weren't
weren't
excited for the trip either. You were eager to go to the destination. You were curious about the RV. You didn't feel much either way about the plans. I'm gonna say that I'm eager. I'm
You were
excited for the
excited.
trip. We're excited.
It was great to get away and explore new places. Soon the miscellaneous remaining tasks had all been wrapped up. Everyone piled into the RV. It was officially time for the trip to start, and it did. Cliff took the first shift driving. He cautiously navigated the massive car out of the narrow neighborhood street. It was touch and go for the first part of the journey. Your moms and Kyra were all huddled at the front, trying to get a view of how much space they had on each side. There
I can
was a
see how
sense
they
of
would be
relief when
cramped
the
up in
first
there.
long leg of the trip was hit, and the RV would only need to go down one stretch of highway for miles.
But I also want to mention how nice the background is. Like, they did a really good job with this background.
The mom group cleared out of the driver's area, leaving Cove's dad to it, taking more comfortable seats around the main cabin.
Can we
You
see
felt like you
Cove's
could
dad?
finally relax now, too.
Or Cove?
Time slipped by as morning faded away. Before you realized it, the engine of the RV came to a stop, but only halted for a few moments as Cliff climbed out from the driver's seat and Mom took over. Ma was
Yay.
sitting shotgun, giving Mom a quick tutorial on the controls, as it was her first time driving anything this large.
It is pretty big.
Cliff groaned as he headed towards the rest of you, stretching his arms above his head and loosening up his muscles.
I don't know why, but this is like giving me an idea to like tell my parents to like rent an RV. I know my dad would be able to drive it because he drives like trucks all the time for his work. It's like would be really easy for him. And just look at it. Of course, I want to do that.
Cove's dad, we're making good progress.
Hell
Kyra.
yeah.
Yeah. Maybe you should take a nap in the back for a while. That was a long haul you just did, and I know you're on less sleep than usual.
Kyra, so thoughtful, so sweet.
Cliff waved a hand, that trademark grin of his slipping into place.
I like how his grin is a trademark.
Cove's dad, I don't need sleep, I've still got a few miles in the old tank.
Every dad is always like, I don't need sleep. At least my dad. He never feels like he should sleep.
He flexed an arm, showing off his muscles to drive the point about how resilient he was home, and Kyra rolled her eyes in amusement. Cove, Dad, everybody has to sleep.
Yeah, Cove.
Cove groaned at the tough guy act, though Cliff simply chuckled and ruffled his son's hair.
So,
Elizabeth, are you going to be driving again anytime soon, Mr. Holden? I want to know so I can prepare.
Honestly, Elizabeth, for some reason, always seems like the youngest to me, even though she's supposed to be older than me and Cove. She just gives me this vibe that she's younger. Like, at least in this design. I don't know why that is.
Elizabeth, did anyone pack some rope? I might need it. There's no seat belts up here.
My mind was in the gutter for a second, and I thought the ropes would be for something else.
Elizabeth called down from where she was lounging in the loft above the driving compartment. She was laying on her back, her hair falling over the side and swinging around as the RV started up again and took off down the road. A bag of potato chips was
I want a
balanced
bag
on
of
Elizabeth's
potato
stomach,
chips.
and she tossed a couple in her mouth right as Cliff held a hand to his chest, pretending to be offended by the remark. Cairo laughed lightheartedly.
I love that.
Kyra, lucky for all of us we have enough adults to cover the shifts today.
That's so true. There's
He
so
won't
many
be
adults.
driving again until tomorrow.
You stayed quiet. You shook your hand under ribbing. Phew, that's a relief. Just enough time to write up my last will and testament. Oh my gosh. We shouldn't gang up on the poor guy. It's not his driving I'm worried about. Okay. I'm gonna say we shouldn't gang up.
Cove's dad, thank you. At least someone here is on my side.
Because it always looks good if you're on the side of Cove's dad. Because obviously Cove is on his side.
Mom then shouted back in her seat to join in the conversation, a playful smile tilting her lips. Mom, what I'm more worried about is this old monster getting us there and back again before falling apart. Mom, it looks as though it was built in the early 90s. It must be older than some of the occupants.
Oh, come on. It's not that old. I mean, if it's supposed to be like the 2000s in this game, early 90s is not that old. I mean, I guess
Kyra,
for an RV, it
that's
would be.
just the aesthetic of the decor, it's not that old.
Is it?
Kyra, I think. Cove, did you ask what year the model was before you rented it?
It would be really irresponsible to not know what the year of the model is.
Kyra wrinkled her nose in thought. Kyra, yes, I did. I just can't remember what the answer was.
Uh-huh, sure, Kyra.
Cliff chuckled at her, while the rest of you let out a collective sigh.
I'm Kyra, honestly. I always forget stuff like that. And I'm like, did I actually ask? Or did I just forget?
The RV lurched a little as it picked up speed, and you held onto the ladder to the loft to keep your balance. You felt something graze the top of your head before a weight settled on your brown hair. When you tilted your chin up carefully to look, you heard the rustling of the bag of chips and realized Elizabeth had rested the end of it on your head.
Of course. Just take them and eat them. I want
She
chips.
gestured to the opening, silently offering to share her snack.
Took a handful, you refused the offer. I'm taking a
You
handful.
took a hand.
Of course.
Reaching up, you scooped up some chips. After that the weight of the packet left your scalp. You happily munched away as the conversation continued on and you got closer and closer to your destination.
That was actually really funny.
The day flew by, with the group of you chatting, playing games and passing the time together before finally arriving at the park and setting up for the night.
Well, that was pretty fast.
Ma was closing the windows while everyone got ready for bed, saying goodnight to the others as she made her way to the back room. You had all had dinner together while still driving, and some hours after had arrived at your destination and found a spot to park in for the rest of your stay. Giving a look across the front of the RV, you noticed almost everyone there was already dozing off where they were, with Cove having completely fallen asleep curled up in the passenger's seat.
That's so cute.
He
Show
must
me.
have done so while Kyra was driving the last leg, and they had decided not to disturb him.
I want to see Cove sleeping.
Kyra herself was the only one up there who was still awake, flipping through a magazine next to a portable light from her spot on the couch. It seemed Mr. Holden needed to sleep despite his claims.
Obviously, you would be tired. Just go to sleep, man. It's very
You
dangerous
followed
to
your
drive
moms
when you're
into the
still,
back
like,
room and closed the door
sleepy.
behind you before crawling onto the bed between them.
Followed your mom's to the back room. Okay.
It was a queen-sized bed, so there was enough space for the three of you together without too much squishing.
Thankfully.
Mom, get a good rest, Jazz. We've got a big day ahead of us tomorrow.
Yup.
That's
Ma,
fantastic.
I'm looking forward to the bushwalk in the morning. It's been a long time since I was out in nature like this.
Yes, one with nature.
Mom, there
You'll
will
never
be plenty
believe me.
for us to see.
I think I will. Try me. See, sometimes listening to me is a good idea. As you should be the happiest. It's just like $21, you know what I mean? Like, that's enough for a meal. And it's like just for snacks, just for popcorns and one chocolate bar or something. I'm like, I know you're also paying for the fact that you're not going out to buy it, but that feels like really expensive. And I got exactly.
You stayed awake for a little while
So
longer
now,
while your
grab
moms
your
whispered
popcorn,
about the
'cause
park
we're
and
still
forests
playing.
in general.
Oh, I missed what Mike said because I was talking over him. He said, but like it's okay because he talks over me all the time. You stayed awake for a little while longer while your mom's whispered about the park and forest in general.
With the sound of their voices in the background, eventually you nodded off to sleep.
Ah, so pretty.
The next morning you were up bright and early, preparing for the day ahead.
I'm actually really looking forward to tomorrow, kind of like in this story, because I'm gonna see Disney on Ice tomorrow with Yasmin. I'm gonna see Disney on Ice, Disney on Ice, Disney on Ice. I also have a question, Yasmin. How long are you planning to stream for? Because I know it starts at 7, but are you doing a 2-hour stream, a 3-hour stream, or is it gonna be even longer than that? You had slept well. You had an okay sleep. I'm gonna
you
say
had an okay
okay. Because it
It
can't
was
be
nothing
good
compared
sleeping
to
in a
your bed at
queen-size
home,
bed with 200 people.
But at least you didn't have to sleep on the floor, so you couldn't complain too much.
Right.
Ma whined a bit about the firmness of the mattress, but Mom had only encouraged her to enjoy the trip while she could.
Yeah, you could be dwelling on the mattress, and if you had a good sleep or what, just enjoy the trip. Enjoy
While
the trip.
looking for a spot to get ready, you had some trouble finding a space of your own as the others were doing the same thing.
I also want to explain what's happening if you missed or you weren't following. Well, we're all on a road trip. Coast family, my family, it's going pretty well. We just
Cope
made
was
it.
perched on top of the counter, brushing his hair and tucking up his legs every time someone wanted to move past. The parents were checking, double checking, and triple checking that you had everything, to the point where you had stopped listening to them altogether.
That's kind of excessive. Triple checking? Could you just trust me that I got everything I needed?
You knew you wouldn't be returning to the RV at all that day, but by the look of the backpacks that were packed up and ready to go, you doubted anything was missing from them. It didn't take much longer until you all exited the RV in a bustle and headed into the Redwood National Park. Cove, wow.
Wow.
Cove had his head tilted up towards the canopy of trees, his eyes wide as he took in the massive trunks on either side of you. You knew that the redwood trees here were considered the tallest trees on Earth, but you weren't prepared for exactly how huge they would be in person.
I don't know if you guys noticed, but trees are pretty tall already. So if you're gonna see the tallest trees in the world, I'm expecting them to be up to the clouds, honestly.
Kyra, smile, you too.
Okay.
You spun just in time for Kyra to snap a picture
Okay,
of
she
you
got
and
it.
Cove together, before she pointed her camera at Cliff, trying to get a shot despite his weak protests that she should just enjoy the moment.
Yeah, I get it. The whole enjoy the moment thing. And you shouldn't take pictures. And you shouldn't take a camera. Blah blah blah. But then the thing that's so nice about taking pictures and like filming is that like that just shows like your memory. Because I feel like your brain isn't reliable. At least not for me. Like I don't remember things that well, and I remember things better visually. Like seeing it visually is so cool after the moment has happened. So take pictures, take videos. It's actually a good idea.
Your parents were walking behind the group a little, with Mom telling Ma some information she had read about the park in a brochure. Ma listened happily while looking around and taking in the sights, every now and then asking a question or making a joke about something Mom had said.
Okay.
You smiled at them, thinking your mom must have read a lot of pamphlets to know so much about the park.
That's so nerdy.
Elizabeth, maybe you should come and work here as a tour guide, if you know so much about the place. Elizabeth teased, earning a squeeze on the nose from your mom. She seemed to be enjoying herself, but you thought that might just be because she was amused by everyone else's reactions.
You were in awe of the redwood trees. You were fascinated by the sensations surrounding you. You were in a good mood. You weren't as impressed as the others. You were embarrassed that the adults were being so touristy. I kind of understand that, but also let them have fun. And I'm gonna say I was in a
You
good
were
mood.
in a good mood.
Why not?
The air was fresh and clean,
Happiness.
and it was nice to be outdoors with the people you loved most.
Of course.
You were certain that this was only the beginning of what would be a great day. The adults had decided on some casual nature walks, rather than any serious hiking, and you strolled along at your own pace, taking in the scenery.
Can we
Elizabeth
can we
sped up a little,
get separated in groups
smirking
of
at
two?
Cove as she fell into place between the two of you, and immediately you could tell by her expression she was gonna say something taunting.
I mean, just look at that face, pure evil. I liked you when you were a kid, but you've changed.
Elizabeth, I can't believe our families are actually on vacation together.
That's a good point.
She threw her arms out, speaking with a genuine sense of bewilderment.
It's not that hard to believe, but I understand how that could be.
Elizabeth, I would have joked about something like this happening, but now I'm not sure I want to give them any more ideas.
Good point.
Cove ignored her completely and continued walking along. Elizabeth, just watch, next year they'll be talking about their next new, amazing idea.
Yeah, of course, of course. You gotta keep doing trips together.
She put on a fake voice, deeper than her own. Elizabeth, we should just sell both our houses and move in together. Think of how much we'd save on the mortgage.
Come on, that's a bit of a stretch.
It was clear that Elizabeth was being sarcastic. Cove simply shook his head, not really bothered by
Yeah,
her.
don't let her get to you.
You supposed he was used to it by this point. Elizabeth, but seriously, they really do act like we're a single family,
That's
just
true.
because we live across the street from each other.
But I think that's really sweet. That's actually pretty rare and special. Hold on to it.
Elizabeth gave you and Cove a look, her eyes glinting with mischief as she leered at you.
Well,
Elizabeth, maybe one day we will be related, legally anyway.
I think she's teasing that me and Cove would get married. I mean, everybody teases us.
She said it as though she was a gossipy old lady. But she almost immediately dropped the tone and nonchalantly said her real thoughts.
Of
Elizabeth, at least, that's what Ma thinks.
Of
Cove
course.
still blushed, which made Elizabeth smile triumphantly, as though that was her whole purpose for teasing him.
I mean, I get it. It's fun to tease him. You like seeing a man like blush and get nervous, and yeah, it's cute. It's cute. And it's
Then
funny.
he mumbled quietly, refusing to make eye contact with either of you. Cove, I don't know why you think you're so funny when no one else does.
Savage. Told her to cut it out already. Cove has a point. It wasn't a great comment.
I'll marry you, Cove.
Guys. Obviously. I'm not even gonna ask.
He looked at you in disbelief. He genuinely could not believe this is where the conversation had gone. Jazz, sorry.
I'm not sorry.
Cove frowned and reddened harder, but pretended to ignore what you were saying.
Don't ignore me.
Your sister noticed what was happening. Elizabeth, oh. He isn't going to engage with this topic.
Engage. I see what you did there.
He groaned at the continued teasing and increased the speed of his walk. The day continued on, with plenty to see and experience.
I want to see what they see.
You passed a few different activities that you would have liked to try out if you had the time, such as kayaking and rock climbing, but Ma said that would have to wait for another trip.
Really? Why? Is it because it's dangerous?
There was a little stream during the walk that you sat beside and set out a picnic for lunch, nibbling on a selection of fruit, sandwiches, and chips.
Oh, sounds amazing. I'm so hungry.
Various birds flew by overhead, and you made a game out of guessing the species that were hanging out in the trees nearby.
I feel like I would never make that a game because I don't know any species.
You even managed to get a couple of them right,
How do you know
including the
that?
kingfisher that grabbed half of Cliff's sandwich.
How do you know that's a kingfisher? I don't know. You're glad you got to do this in the end. You were disappointed to only have one day to park. You thought the long trip wasn't worth only one day here. You hadn't had a good time with this trip. I'm gonna say I was glad to do this
You
in the
were
end,
glad you got to.
but I agree. Like this whole trip, this whole planning, and this whole like time to like. I feel like if the trip to get there on the way, you guys know what I mean though. If the time to get there is longer than the actual trip, not worth it.
You were
But
glad you got to
I'm not
do
gonna
this
be
in the end.
negative.
It was definitely a special experience, and one you'd remember for a long time to come. You smiled to yourself, committing the sights and sounds to memory. Your group made it back to camp just as the sun was setting in the sky, and the stars were appearing. Everyone had enjoyed different parts of it most. You traded stories of what you thought while you were eating dinner, then afterwards you pitched in to help clean up.
This is so cute.
You, along with Elizabeth and Cove, got to head back to the RV early and spend some time together while the parents stayed outside longer. It was nice to have the space to yourselves after the cramped journey there, and while Elizabeth had locked herself in the back room with her headphones, you and Cove were left in the main lounge area.
I told myself we didn't get much time alone with Cove yet, which is like obviously they want to try and give us alone time, but I think this is the alone time with Cove time. You headed up to the Lofty Rocks, and you're of course.
You hung out with Cove.
Why would I not hang out with Cove? He's
Jazz, I guess we should figure out something to do.
cool. Yeah, buddy.
You took a seat on the sofa while Cove sat down on the other end, tapping his fingers against his knees. Your cheeks warmed a little at that, and the
Ooh.
butterflies in your stomach were out in full force tonight.
That's so cute. Hi, Cosmic! And I love that, like, you guys came back at the same time. Shiny Koopa, I was actually thinking of getting that game, but I didn't know if it was any good. So let me know if it's any good. If you like it enough, and enough people want me to, I might actually play Legend Arceus on the Switch. So I might stream that if enough people want me to play it. But yeah, right now we're playing Our Life, a dating simulator, and we are currently talking to our love interest. We are out in a camping trip with both of our families, and now we finally have an old time to talk to each other. It is, ooh. How are you, Cosmic?
You'd seen Cove nearly every day for the past 5 years, but seeing him in
Oh
a
my
jacket
gosh.
was still somewhat unusual. In Southern California he could get away with that.
Makes sense. But I also see someone
It was a simple difference from his normal style, yet you couldn't help noticing the way he looked.
He looks good, but that's not what I was gonna say. I feel like if you saw each other every day for like 5 years, I think you would eventually develop a crush on each other, unless you were like a romantic or something. Cause come on.
It made you feel incredibly awkward to be thinking such things. Why did you have to be like this?
Be like that. There's nothing wrong with liking somebody. Just everybody keep that in mind. If you have a crush on someone, if you like someone, there's nothing wrong with that.
When Cove cleared his throat, Your eyes snapped to his. He had an eyebrow raised and had clearly caught you staring at him.
What?
Cove, is everything okay?
Everything's okay, baby, as long as I'm with you. You averted your gaze from an entire. You had to worry about it.
You-
You could say he looks good in the jacket.
You look good.
And
in
I'm
the
going
jacket.
to
That's all.
because he deserves compliments.
Cove immediately blushed at the unexpected compliment.
The amount of times this man blushes.
He didn't say anything in return, and you thought you should explain further. Jazz, you know, I hardly ever see you wearing a jacket,
Yeah.
especially in summer.
Yeah.
Cove, oh. Yeah. I like wearing as few layers as possible. Cove, I'd rather be cold than extra hot. And it's
Extra
kind of a
hot?
pain to carry extra clothes around.
Sorry.
My parents made me bring this jacket.
Good choice. I love wearing layers. I love layers and accessories too. I'm the same way. I don't mind either way. I like wearing layers. What do you guys feel like? What would you guys say? Are you the same way? You don't mind? Do you guys like wearing layers? Or do you like layers and accessories? I'm not actually big on accessories. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I don't like accessories. I have nothing on my wrists. I have nothing on my face. I don't even have earrings. Heck, I haven't worn earrings in so long that my ear hole closed up and I cannot wear any earrings. I don't consider my glasses accessories because I need them to see. But I really don't like anything like that. I'm very weird with texture. I don't like texture like that. I just feel hyper aware of it. I'm like, get it off of me. I know I'm weird. I will say, I do like wearing layers, especially when it's cold. So I'm gonna say that.
I love wearing. Jazz, there's something about a lot of layers that makes me feel all snug and comfortable.
Exactly.
Cove smiled lightly at you and nodded.
Look at his face.
Cove, I've noticed.
You have?
You perked up hearing that. He noticed you, too.
He asked him what he likes to see others. Oop. I feel like that's valuable information. Because imagine one day you're dating, and then you want to dress up and to impress. You gotta take notes. What do you like?
You asked him what.
That's a good
Jazz,
question.
So, what type of stuff do you think looks good on somebody else? Not for yourself. Cove's eyes
That's a good
widened at
question.
the question and his defensive reply seemed to slip out before he'd had the chance to have a proper think. Cove, nothing.
Oh. Oh yeah. I prefer others to not wear nothing. That's a good response. That was funny.
That was funny.
I'm gonna say that.
A short laugh escaped you, and you stopped yourself quickly with a hand pressed against your mouth. Cove, come on, that's not what I meant.
That just answered a question, you weirdo.
You composed yourself and sat up
I
straighter,
love this.
all traces of laughter disappearing from your face.
We're serious now.
Jazz, answer with what you do mean then. Isn't there anything at all you think looks good when you see it on someone? Cove mumbled under his breath and you couldn't quite
I like
catch
this
the words.
conversation.
He was having a difficult time with the subject.
Maybe he's just never thought about him. And you know what? If he's having a hard time, just change the subject. It's okay. It was a topic that made him uncomfortable, so you let it go. That's what I was going to say. Had a little fun, that was enough. You change the subject. You're not very good at these conversations, are you? I'm not going to tease him like that. I swear, I wouldn't make fun of you. I just thought it would be fun to talk about. I don't know.
I swear I won't make fun of you.
I feel like he needs to. I just need to know. I'm gonna say I won't make fun of you. And then if he still doesn't want to say it, then I will let it go. Hi Carissa, how are you? We're currently playing Our Life, the dating simulator where we date our love interest. Cove. Well, we're not dating. We're trying to get him to date us. And we're currently in an RV, and both of our families are out on this trip. And we finally have some alone time, and we're talking. And we're talking about what I asked him, what does he like other people to wear, and he's kind of having a hard time answering that question. So I'm trying to be persistent. That was a really long explanation, but that is what's happening. Hopefully, if you have any questions as to why things are the way they are, feel free to ask. But also, hi, how are you? I feel like I didn't say that. And also, of course, a big, cute little shout out to Carissarella. Make sure to go follow Carissa. And I also want to remind you guys to stay until the end of the stream because we're going to raid my friend Yasmin. She was here earlier. I think she's still here. I don't know. She said she had popcorn and then dipped. Sounds like me, honestly. But basically, she's going to be doing her very first stream in about an hour. And I really want to go and support her and show her and help her. So I want you guys to stick around till the end so we can go and raid them. So yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna say
I swear I won't make fun of you.
I'll say that because I still want to know. But then if he still doesn't want to tell me, that's okay. I'll just let it go. Let's see.
Cove, that's not really it. Cove
Oh,
seemed
what?
pretty grumpy about your statement, but you weren't
Oh,
ready to
come
give up
on.
so easily.
I didn't mean to make him grumpy. I'm doing alright. How are you? How is trying to get the bed of your dreams going? I will say not good right just then because I keep insisting and I shouldn't have. But for the most part, I think he really likes us.
Jazz, please. Cove sighed and looked down at his lap where he was fidgeting with his hands, still reluctant to give an answer.
Alright, I'll let it
Cove,
go.
I don't know.
I'll let it go.
You made an unimpressed sound over how this was going.
Oh my god.
Jazz, are you sure?
Really? It's not that hard of a
Cove,
question.
maybe. I don't know why you'd want to talk about that with somebody else. Cove was never one to gab on about himself and you were almost convinced he'd stubbornly hold out, but then his shoulders slumped and he caved into your questioning.
Finally!
Cove, fine. I guess. I kind of like ankle bracelets.
I would not wear that. I just said earlier that I really hate the feeling of accessories on my skin. Doesn't matter. I hate the texture. I hate the feeling of it. Ah, this wasn't about jewelry. He was talking. The question was, what do you like to see other people wear? And he had such a hard time answering. Like it wasn't that hard of a question. The drama. I know.
Jazz, ankle bracelets.
And you answer ankle braids. Whatever.
Cove, yeah, everyone can wear a pretty bracelet. Wrist ones are cool too, but they're pretty normal.
Right. Right.
Cove, there's something fun, or flirty about ankle bracelets.
Flirty, you would say. That's an interesting choice of words. But I also want to say, like, I would never wear an ankle bracelet. But I feel like we needed that valuable information. So maybe persisting was a good idea. Because now if I get the option, I'm going to be like, gonna wear that ankle bracelet, you know? Anyway.
Cove, it's more special, or something. I don't know how to explain it.
I love it. Definitely. Definitely. I agree.
Cove brushed his knuckles against his cheek awkwardly, seemingly unsure where to go from here.
Should I tease him? Thanks for answering. I like them too. Out of everything. That is so mean, but so funny. He already had a really hard time answering that, so I don't want to pester him. And imagine you keep like insisting for an answer, and then they give you an answer, and you're like, really? And then they're judging you. I'm not that type of person. I'm not gonna be that type of person, even if it's fictional. Okay? But very funny. It's very funny. But no, we're not gonna be a bitch. I like the last one. I like saying, you think they're sexy? Like, you think they're you know what I mean? Probably one or two probably would be good for you. Yes, I like the first one because it's very genuine. Hi, yes, Carissa's here.
So,
I really want to say this though. What do you guys think? Carissa thinks we should say one or two. Shiny, what do you think? You drink some water. I should actually stop drinking water because I need to go to the bathroom and I don't want to leave you guys. So let's stop drinking water. One. All right, one it is.
thanks for answering.
I really want to know what he says if we think they're sexy. I really want to know. Guys, you don't want to know? Really? Okay, you know what? I'm gonna save. I'm gonna do yours. Of course, but I really want to know this.
So you think
So
they're
I'm gonna
sexy?
load back, okay? And I'll do one. But I want to know
Cove,
that.
what? No. I can't believe you'd even use that word to describe it. Cove had been absolutely scandalized by your statement, and you could only laugh.
Damn. The drama.
When he said nothing else, you took
Okay, guys, you were right.
look.
The reason I have the auto voice is because I get tired of reading, so I'm sorry if it sounds really bad and awkward, but it's actually really funny. So,
Thanks,
yeah, we're gonna say one.
Cove. You're welcome.
See, he seems pretty happy about
When
that.
he said nothing else, you took a moment to gather your own thoughts.
You had to get an anklet.
You
Stop. Maybe you wear your anklets more now. Maybe you won't wear your anklets so often. You thought about buying an anklet. You're happy to hear more about Cove, but it didn't really change anything. I gotta say, I have to get an anklet now. Right? Just bust out the RV like, I need an anklet. Imagine you're just running up to your mom and you're like, Mom, I need $5. Get me to the jewelry store. I'm gonna say maybe I'd wear it more. But I like saying you had to.
You had to get an anklet on ASAP.
I think that's really funny. Carissa also mentioned how funny that option is. So we're gonna go with that.
You needed to see how Cove would react to that. Cove looked away again, feeling awkward about this.
I feel really bad that I made it awkward, but also I like that we know that about him now.
You gave him an understanding look, and usually he would start to smile like normal again.
He's blushing.
But not this time. His expression only stiffened more. You were surprised to see him like this, as he always bounced back pretty quickly after being flustered. Jazz, Cove. Still he wouldn't look at you, and now even his breathing was growing tense. It began to click. He was trying to build himself up enough to say something hard for him.
What?
You waited for it silently.
What is
Until
it?
finally, he peeked your way through the corner of his eyes. You were fully attentive by this point for whatever he was going to mention next. Cove, people having black eyes, that's also something I like.
Hello. Okay, sorry. Whew. I cannot believe this. I like blue eyes. Or green eyes. I don't know what the hell you have. I like them. Alright?
Jazz,
Don't say huh. He made it pretty clear.
For a moment you were stunned, and at a complete loss for words. That was definitely not where you imagined this was going. Cove faced you head on, his expression full of desperate meaning.
Oh, this is great. Can we get a clip for the brown eyes thing? I think that was really, black eyes? I don't know. That was really funny.
You got the distinct impression he hadn't chosen that just because he liked the color black. He chose it entirely because it was your eye color.
It's so cute!
Was he trying to flirt with you? That was all you could think. Your
I'm gonna
legs
eat
felt
my
like
hair.
jelly and you wondered if you might fall right off the couch.
Fall off the couch, baby.
Cove, what do you like for another person, Jazz?
This is going great. This is going good. Oh my gosh. Okay, what do we do? Because I'm not very big on muscles. I like some muscle, but not too much. I like pretty hair. I do like glasses. Glasses are cute. Thank you for the clip, Carissa. Blue eyes, because they have blue eyes. I like it. I also like it. Because he said he liked my black eyes, saying I like his blue eyes. I even did it. I already said I like his blue eyes. But, everything about you. That's good. It's a little too good. It's a little too much on the nose, but I like it. I like being direct. What do you guys think? Blue eyes. Everything about you. I mean, imagine this, right? Your crush says, I like your black eyes. And then you're like, I like everything about you. Or, I like your blue eyes. And you have blue eyes. I mean, which one? I don't know. I'm very torn between the two. It's very good options here.
Blue.
I mean, which one? Nah. I don't know. By the way, earlier in the stream, Yasmin called the automatic voice Mike. She just called him Mike. So, whenever you hear him,
Blue eyes.
that's Mike. That's Mike talking. I don't know. I'm gonna say blue eyes. I also want to say everything about you because that feels like something would happen if I say that. Yo, fuck it. I did
Cove.
it.
Ah.
Ah.
Cove went still, his eyes widening in surprise. It was definitely a lot for him to hear, but you couldn't help yourself. It was the truth. You adored him.
I adore you.
And now you were both flirting with each other.
I know.
He placed his hands in his lap and looked down. It seemed he hadn't expected to get this far and didn't know where to go from there. With that, the topic abruptly dropped off. Cove officially had no more to say on it.
Come on. We can keep talking.
The parents all arrived soon after, each of them climbing into the RV and finding some place to sit down and rest their legs.
It's over. We're done talking. Damn it. Damn it.
Elizabeth,
The cock
having
block.
heard the commotion, came out from the room for the first time since arriving and joined you all. You spent the
Not
evening
Elizabeth.
chatting and playing a few games, enjoying the last evening of the trip together. Bedtime arrived within the blink of an eye. As the group hunkered down for the night, your mom did a final round to be sure nothing had been left behind. She explained that Cliff was going to start driving early in the morning, like on the first day, but would be letting everyone else in the group sleep. Now was the time to check you hadn't left anything outside.
Right?
You, as well as
So I
everyone
guess we're
else,
going back
were
home.
confident you had it all packed up inside the RV, which meant it was time to get some rest before the journey home tomorrow.
Here's the thing. I want to make sure that I progress and that Cove likes me in his own terms. Just, that was such a great conversation. I loved it.
Your moms and Elizabeth said goodnight, heading to the back room, while you climbed up to the loft. Cove and his family got situated below in the previously set arrangement. You tried to get comfortable as a million thoughts were running through your mind.
Of course.
It was hard to believe that the trip was practically over, and before you knew it, you'd be back in your own bed at home.
Yep, you enjoyed this mini adventure. You thought the trip had been okay. You felt the trip was a waste of time. I'm gonna say I
You
liked the
enjoyed
mini
this
adventure.
mini adventure.
But here's the thing, right? Like I said earlier, it sucks that the trip, like the wait, like if the travel time was longer than the actual trip, it's not worth it. To
You enjoyed
me.
this mini.
But I'm not gonna be
It was
negative.
short,
Like I said.
That was for sure, but you got to see and do so much during your time here.
Yeah.
All in all, it was a nice break away from home. The minutes ticked by silently. It didn't take long for the soft snores of Cliff and Kyra to drift up to you. They were asleep now.
By the way, Cliff and Kyra is Cove's parents. For those who don't know.
You wondered if Cove was still awake and decided to poke your head out from the loft to find out. You blinked through the dark. Looking down the hall, you noticed Cove laying on his back, his eyes staring straight up at the ceiling. His seafoam hair was spread out on his sleeping bag.
Of course he's awake. Of course.
He must have felt you watching him, because suddenly his eyes locked on yours. It was difficult to see much in the dim light,
That's
but
so
you
cute.
could make out the crooked smile on his face well enough. You grinned back at him.
I think smiling back is really sweet.
Cove shrugged in his bed while still smiling, or at least, you thought he did.
Oh my god. You then
You then
gestured
gestured for him to
Yes,
come.
yes.
Cove looked unsure about it, but you were happy to see him slowly start to sit up anyway.
Aww.
His sleeping bag rustled as he
I
moved,
thought we were over.
though
It
he
was
tried
over.
to go slow, and froze up like a deer in headlights every time he made a sound, watching his parents for any sign of movement. Eventually he managed to maneuver around his sleeping dad and make it to the ladder, standing on the bottom rung where he looked up at you and whispered,
Oh my gosh.
Cove, what?
He just goes, What? What do you want? Hi. Oh, it was nothing. Good night. How are you doing?
You invited him up to the loft.
Yeah.
Jazz, do you want to come up? His eyes widened, just so. You could only tell because he had come to where you were. Cove glanced behind him quickly at his sleeping parents before turning back to you. Cove, okay.
Okay.
You broke out into a grin and scooched back as far as you could, making space for Cove to crawl in. He was very tall, so it wasn't a great fit for him, but he managed to squeeze himself in.
He squeezed in.
Luckily you were short enough to leave him with some room. You laid down next to each other on your sides, face to face. He got under the blanket a bit.
Guys, I'm actually tearing up. This is so cute. I feel like I need to get rid of the voice thing because it's just gonna ruin this beautiful moment. So
Self-voicing disabled.
I'm gonna read this now because this is the moment. You lay down next to each other on your sides, face to face. He got under the blanket a bit. On one of his arms was nestled around his head for comfort. The other had nowhere to go and was rested along his chest, on the floor of the loft. Cove spoke to you softly. Soft voice. What am I doing here? I don't know. Could sleep here instead of the floor. Cove raised an eyebrow, not having expected you to bring the topic up again.
It's okay.
You're still thinking about that? You don't have to worry about me that much, Jazz, but thanks. It's okay. I'm not sure about this. Cove swallowed loudly and you noticed he wouldn't look you in the eyes anymore. You were feeling... Oh my gosh. I don't know. I'm gonna say... Yeah, this is true. It's making me happy. It was nice to know that this didn't seem like nothing to him. You wanted him to take you seriously. You thought back to earlier in the evening when you and Cove had been talking alone on the sofa. You had definitely been flirting then, and now you were here. You laid there silently, trying to ease things a touch closer. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I'm gonna touch his arm. You laid your fingers on Cove's arm, feeling the warmth of his skin beneath them. This is getting so good! Cove's face flushed dark enough to notice even in the smallest pitch-black RV cabin, the hand resting in front of him tightened, balling into a fist. Look at his face. This is so cute. Is this okay?
Yeah.
I want to scream, but my parents will hear me, so I'm kind of doing this ASMR. I'm fine. I mean, I'm not dying or anything. I'm dying over here. I'm dying. If you're not dying, I'm dying. Cove's eyebrows bent up. Look at his face. But his smile widened. He curled himself deeper into the loft and closer to you. He looked away as he did it. He moved closer to me. Oh, that's so cute. There was almost no space left between he and you. Cove's breath tickled the side of your face. For a moment, you stayed together like that. That's so cute! Neither of you spoke a word. Your eyes locked again. Cove seemed almost taken aback by the situation, as though it hadn't completely hit him what it was going to feel like to do this until just now. Oh, I have no words. He opened his mouth to say something, but shut it tight before anything came out. Oh my gosh. Yes. Okay. This is a drill. You moved it even closer, eyes half closed as your lips inched towards his so slowly. Oh my gosh. Cove froze immediately. You could feel his body trembling against you as he neared. I'm so glad Mike is not reading this. He grew close enough to be one motion away from placing your lips together.
Self-voicing enabled. Then, all at once, he bolted upright, completely forgetting the restrictions of the location and smacking his head against the roof of the RV with a loud crack, making you gasp aloud.
That's so funny. Okay, sure.
Cove,
God, he's so awkward.
Jazz, Cove. Are you okay?
It was too good to be true, guys. Too good. It's too good.
Cove didn't answer. He fell back to the loft floor in a flustered pile. He pressed one hand against his head and the other over his face as he groaned in pain.
I'm really hoping he did not wake up his parents, our parents, by being that loud.
The sound of movements in the RV below startled you, and when you looked over the side you noticed Cliff had similarly shot up and was looking around wildly.
That's his dad. Oh, fuck.
Cove's dad, wake up, people. Something happened.
Oh, no. No,
Cliff reached
don't
over
wake
to
up
where Kyra
everyone.
was on the couch and she whined as he shook her out of a sleep deep enough not to be interrupted by the chaos.
Chaos. Chaos.
Kyra, what's going on? And then the lights came on,
I'm embarrassed.
and
I'm
you
embarrassed.
scrambled under the blanket to avoid being seen. But it was too late.
I don't want to see this. I don't want to. Oh, no. Can I just remind you that everyone is there? Your mom, both of my moms, his parents, his mom and his dad, my sister. Oh my gosh.
Kyra, Cove. Where are you?
Nowhere.
Kyra, Jazz, are you? Oh,
I'm gonna eat this paw.
it only
Ew.
took a second for Kyra to figure out where her son had gone, and you soon heard Cliff's chuckle as he too realized.
I'm embarrassed.
Cove's dad, you were warned there wasn't much room up there, bud.
Don't call me bud.
Cove groaned terribly again, but this time it was out of humiliation. He moved the hand from his sore scalp to also cover his shame, rather than face his parents.
It's I feel the secondhand embarrassment. Do you guys feel the secondhand embarrassment?
Elizabeth, what's with all the noise out here?
Not Elizabeth, please.
To your horror, the door at the back of the RV opened and Elizabeth, as well as your moms, peeked their heads out into the hall.
Well, why don't we just get everyone to watch?
Ma, is everything okay?
Everything was okay until everyone woke up.
Cove, it's nothing. Sorry for waking you up. Cove curled into himself, completely humiliated as he apologized a couple more times. Not loud enough for anyone other than you to hear. You just tried to check on him.
I'm doing that one.
Jazz, are you okay, Cove? With another whimper, Cove pushed himself up onto his side. Cove, not really. I should probably get Mom to look at it.
Oh, that's so wholesome and sweet. Poor Bean. Poor Cove. I can't blame him though. He got nervous.
Kyra casually came on over to the edge of the loft. She patted her son on the back.
We were like this close, guys. We were this close to the, you know, we were just kiss. And then this is what happened. We were like this, and then Cove here just went.
Kyra, come to Mama, baby. You can't stay there.
But he can.
There was no putting it off. Cove climbed down the ladder, his face still red as a tomato when he reached the bottom. His dad gave him a nudge on the shoulder as he passed, trying to hold back renewed laughter, and his mom pulled him over to give his head a quick look over. After announcing it wasn't anything more serious than a bump, Cove shuffled over to his sleeping bag on the ground. He collapsed into it, not caring if he should be more cautious with his head right now. Cove's dad, all right, show's over. Let's all get some sleep.
I think I'm making it a rule that I'm only going to read this if it's like an important, intimate moment, like a special moment. But if it's not, like right now, I'm just gonna let the bot read it for me.
You could hear the snickers from the back of the RV from your moms and Elizabeth. They really had been watching this unfold like it was a piece of
Well,
entertainment.
they must have been really entertained.
But at that, they quickly said goodnight and headed to bed.
That is so embarrassing.
With nothing more you could do, you laid back down as the lights went off again. You stayed there completely still until sleep finally overtook you. When you woke up the next morning, it was to the rumble of the RV as it traveled the long journey home. Blinking the sleep from your eyes, you peeked over the edge of the loft slowly, trying not to be seen.
Uh-huh.
Cove was sitting on the couch with his mom, the two of them talking quietly together. His head was hung low. You blushed when you remembered what it was like last night, just the two of you up in the loft together and the way you almost kissed.
Almost. Almost.
Kyra suddenly looked up and caught your eye, and your face grew even hotter, though she simply smiled at you. You knew it was gonna be a long time before either of you lived this down. If you ever did.
I don't think they're ever gonna live this down.
Soon your moms and Elizabeth emerged from their room, dressed and ready for the day of travel. You spent most of the day hanging out together in the RV, savoring the last few hours of vacation. Kyra suggested a few different travel games she used to play with Cove when he was younger,
Aw,
and you
that's
all
sweet.
had a great time competing against each other. A little later in the day you tried to talk to Cove about what happened in the loft, but he simply apologized and changed the subject.
Don't change the subject. We gotta talk about it.
It was a bit too much for him to try speaking on, especially right now.
Okay, that's understandable,
You
but
understood.
we're gonna talk about it eventually. We have to. I mean, like Carissa said, feelings.
When the RV finally pulled onto your street it was well into the night, and you were looking forward to crawling into your own bed after the last few days away. Everyone else must have been feeling the same, because it was mutually agreed that unpacking and cleaning the RV would wait until morning. Once home again, you went straight up to your room and dropped onto your bed, shoes and all.
Shoes and all, you know. You're happy to be in your own bed. You felt
It felt weird.
Ugh. You miss being near Cove.
You missed being near Cove.
Oh, so
The
sweet.
two of you had basically been living together for 3 days. It was nice. But you knew that it wouldn't be the last time the two of you would spend time together, and that thought comforted you.
I feel like when you like someone, the only thought that is like comforting is thinking that's not the last time I'm gonna see them.
With those last few thoughts drifting through your mind, it wasn't long before you dozed off to sleep. Tomorrow, life would go on like normal.
Well, here we are. And we have like 30-ish minutes left, but I don't know if we have enough time to finish one of these. But we're gonna continue. We're gonna see if we can finish it. If we can't, that's okay. But we have growing, we have family, and we have dinner. The reason why I feel like we don't have enough time is because I do want to raid Yasmin after, at 7. Because she's going to start her very first stream, so make sure to stick around till the end of the stream so we can go raid her. But growing, family, and dinner is what's left, and I want you guys to choose. So far, I had chat choose which story we do, and we did waves today. We did road trip, and I want to know which one, growing, family, or dinner. Girl, I'm preparing everything right now. Hell yeah. While you're here, Yasmin, will you do the honors? I'm a bit scared. Don't be. You're going to be great. You're going to be fantastic. While you're here, why don't you do the honors of choosing which one of these side stories we should do? I have a feeling you would choose family if I'm not wrong. But the road trip one was really, really good, guys. And I'm afraid it's not gonna get much better because that was like the last one, and I think the last one, that's why it was so crazy. And I'm worried that the dinner, family, and growing is just gonna be like chill or whatever. I think I'm gonna go with family or dinner. Oh, okay. Wait, it worked. Okay, I thought Yasmin was the one who did that because there's a lot of pink usernames. Yeah, go follow her. We're gonna rate her at 7, which is in like 30 minutes. Um, I'm feeling dinner because I'm hungry. You should eat before you stream. Just saying. Um, I don't mind eating on stream, but probably for your first stream, like eating and streaming on your first stream is probably not the best. But it's up to you. Actually, thank God. I thought I misspelled it. It's all good. You actually did good. Yeah, I agree. It would be weird eating while streaming. It's not that weird. I mean, obviously, like if it's a really long stream and you're hungry, then eat. But like it would be weird if like as soon as the stream starts, you're like eating. You're like, you know what I mean? Cut to my stream, LMAO. Yes, your food ghost. I actually saw that she added some follower emotes and some like animated emotes. I mean, look at this, Chris. That's so cool. I actually want to ask you, how did you do that? Because I actually want some animated emotes. Did Bat do it for you? Where I have a food ghost. Yes. That's so cool. By the way, Yasmin, you should follow Carissa. They're really cool. Yeah, I'll send the link. Nice, thank you. I don't know which one I would make it like animated. I think. Which one do you guys think? I feel like. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what I can do. Follow on Twitch? Yeah, you should follow Carissa. I will definitely hit up Bad Attack to draw emotes for me because I have a bunch of slots open. But I was thinking for follower emotes and animated emotes, I should make somebody else do them so we could be a little different, like have a little variety. I was actually thinking somebody should draw, Bad Attack should draw an emote of me in this like bunny hat. I think it would be cute. But yeah, you guys still haven't told me which one should I choose, growing, family, or dinner. We're probably not going to be able to finish it, but it's okay. We can always like continue next time. That'd be cute. Yes. I actually got set an easy free gift link from Jenny. Ah. Dinner? Sure. Let's do dinner. I mean, we're talking about food. We're hungry. Let's do dinner. Sunlight
shone
oh, yeah,
through the
Mike's,
windows as you sat in your living room, your home phone pressed to your ear. Cove was on the other end.
That is such a good point. I do not want to spend time with family after that. But obviously we're not doing this in order, so that the road trip was supposed to be the last one. So I think it was the best one. So I really don't think anything crazy is gonna happen. But yeah.
It'd been shaping up to be an ordinary day, like any other, until Cove had called unexpectedly. He sounded unusually nervous greeting you. You listened silently as he kept talking, his words stilted.
Is he asking? Wait, I just realized. I thought dinner was like we were inviting him for dinner. But I think this is him inviting us for dinner. Like in a restaurant, date type of thing. Oh my god.
Cove, so. I was just, wondering.
I thought it was a restaurant thing.
Do you want to come over to my house for dinner tonight? The question came out strangely. Almost like he'd rehearsed it a few times beforehand.
Because he did. Let's be honest.
Your eyes widened a little. You hadn't expected this to be the reason behind the call. Yeah, I'll go.
Obviously we're going.
Cove, it was Oh. It seemed that Cove still had more to say.
Oh.
And you just interrupted him. Oops.
Well, I didn't mean to. I was pretty eager. You probably already followed him. That's probably why. I actually, here's something interesting and fun about my follower account. I actually have 550 followers, which is so much, by the way. Thank you guys so much. That's really, really insane and cool. But not only that, it's almost as many followers I have subscribers on YouTube. I have 552 on YouTube. And I could have 552 on Twitch as well, and it would match. I'm just waiting for it to match. I think it would be really cool. And I think Twitch should definitely go over YouTube followers. So, I don't know. Share the channel with some friends. Tell them about me. Make them follow me. Could be cool. Could be cool.
Cove, cool. Well. He stumbled for a bit, trying to gather his thoughts again. Cove, my mom and dad, they really want you to be there, if your parents don't have a problem with it. They asked me to ask you.
Of course, they asked you to ask. They asked you to ask. You know what I mean.
You took a moment to think. Dinner at home would be quiet and uneventful today. If you really wanted to, You could go to Cove's instead.
My dad started using the vacuum. It's 6:30. Why are you using the vacuum? Anyway.
Cove spoke up again, breaking your thought train. His voice was softer than
You
before.
could probably hear it in the background, but I don't think so. If you hear it, I'm sorry.
Cove, also, I want you to be there too.
Aww.
Cove, can you come over? I mean,
Of course.
yeah,
I can come.
yeah. Cove, thanks, Jazz. I'll let them know, when I can. He sounded noticeably relieved by your response. Was you coming over for a dinner today that serious? He spoke to you for a little while longer, to explain what time to come over and other details, then hung up.
We can talk more. Why you gotta hang up?
And that was that, for now anyway. Soon enough, the sun dipped out of the sky and evening came. It was time for you to head to Cove's house.
Ooh, I like it. We're getting straight to the
After
point
letting
here.
Elizabeth know you were leaving, she didn't look away from the TV, just grunted. You made the small journey across the street.
I'm just saying you guys should be following each other. That's what I'm trying to get at.
You knocked a couple times on the heavy door to their condo. As you waited for an answer, you found yourself contemplating being a guest while both of Cove's parents were there.
It was exciting. You were apprehensive. The idea made you curious. You didn't think it would be especially
didn't-
interesting. You couldn't say you were thrilled. It was exciting.
It was You had thought today was going to be boring. But it turned out to be much more interesting.
Oh yeah.
You didn't get too much time with your thoughts, though. The door opened soon enough. Cove's mom, Kyra, stood in the frame, smiling warmly at you. Kyra,
I love Kyra,
yeah,
man.
Jazz.
Best mommy.
welcome. Please, come on in.
But obviously we don't want you to unfollow.
She opened the door wider and moved to make room. You stepped inside, allowing her to shut it behind you.
I just realized the house is different. I mean, obviously it's different because it's their house, but it's just nice to see a new setting.
Kyra, thanks so much for coming over. I know it was kind of
Gotcha.
last second.
I'll see you in a bit.
Jazz, it's all right. Thanks for inviting me.
That's weird. Are you sure you went to their Twitch? Let me see. Oh my gosh, sorry. I need to play this. Hello?
Kyra, of course. Just make yourself at home. It's not my home, but I've been given permission to say that.
Yeah, of course.
Cove's dad, hey, Jazz. Welcome to our humble abode.
Okay, so basically if it looks like this, I don't know if you're on your phone or something, but if it's just as a white heart like this, you're already following. I know you couldn't really see, but if you tap on it and it tells you to unfollow, then you know you're following. Anyway.
Cove's dad, hey, Jazz. Welcome to our humble abode.
I also want to make it clear that Cove's parents are divorced and they're only spending time together this summer.
You jerked your head towards the sound of Mr. Holden's voice. He waved at you briefly from the kitchen, with his back turned and a large spoon in hand.
Oh, that's weird.
Cove's dad, hope you're hungry, because I'm whipping up a lot of tasty
Well,
stuff.
Carissa's currently in a phone call, but I'm pretty sure she would appreciate that.
True to his word, you heard something sizzling on the
I'm
stove.
so sorry for the background noise.
You closed your eyes and inhaled. It smelled spicy and savory.
They look
With
like
Mr.
they...
Holden busy, and Cove nowhere to be seen, it was just you and Kyra. She gave you a wry smile.
Look at her face. I was gonna say, Cove's parents are... Okay, you know what?
Kyra,
I'm just gonna
he sure is.
listen.
While I've been barred from cooking the entire time I'm staying here. Can you believe that? She nudged you with an elbow. Mr. Holden scoffed good-naturedly, then spoke from over his shoulder. Cove's dad, you're on vacation, Kyra. You need to accept that already.
Alright, sorry about the banging. We're done with the bangs.
She yelled back, amusement obvious on her face and in her tone.
Kyra, the cutie.
Kyra, people still cook when they're on vacation. Everyone's gotta eat.
Yeah, I gotta eat. I'm hungry, man. I feel like I'm gonna read, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, I'm gonna eat, I'm gonna do all those things. And obviously I'm gonna watch Yasmin's stream, of course.
Kyra, it's not like I'm some celebrity who can go out for every meal or hire a private chef.
Exactly.
Cove's dad, well, in this house, you're a VIP.
Hey, in this chat, you're a VIP.
Kyra smiled and shook her head quietly. Then she turned to face you once more.
Where the hell is Cove?
Kyra, sorry about that, Jazz. Here I was, trying to strike up a
I
conversation
know.
with you,
I know, he's so
and Cliff
rude.
just had to butt in.
Of course, of course.
Cove's dad, I don't butt in.
Well, you
She eyed
did.
him, chuckling in disbelief. He wasn't exactly disproving her point with. Kyra leaned over to whisper to you.
Yes, baby? What is it?
Kyra, it's okay. He likes to be included. But since Clifford insisted on cooking all by himself, he'll have to wait. The two of us can chat.
Okay.
Her next question continued to be said in a hushed tone, just to be safe.
Is she gonna ask me if I like her son?
Kyra,
Okay.
so, how are you doing?
I thought.
Oh.
Doing good. I said
I'm
doing
do-
good. I'm doing good.
Kyra, that's what I like to hear.
Hell ye.
She opened her mouth to say something more, but some lightly pounding footsteps caught your attention.
Cove, it's Cove.
You checked to see Cove emerge from the hall a few moments later. He might have heard all the commotion and left his room to see what was going on.
See, that's not what I think happened. What I think happened, I think Cove came out. I think Cove knew exactly what time I was coming, and I think he heard me. And I think just to be cool, he waited in his room a couple minutes, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna let her talk a little bit. And once I sat down and Kyra asked me how I was doing, it was like, okay, perfect timing. I could come in, and now I'm the star of the show. Because now we're all noticing him. He's smart. He's smart. I'm giving him probably a little bit too much credit, but, you know.
He quickly took stock of the situation. His cheeks tinted pink at the sight of you standing in his living room, and his hand came up to rub his arm almost bashfully.
He tried so hard to be cool.
Cove, Jazz. Hey.
Hey.
Thanks for being here.
I like the way he says hey.
There was nothing. Jazz emo.
Oh, jeez.
Saves. There was nothing unusual about the words in his greeting. But you could tell something was wrong from the way he looked, like he wanted to be anywhere but there.
What? Why?
Jazz, hello, Cove. You gave a shy wave, then felt a little stupid for it. You put your arm back down.
That's funny.
It was when you glanced away from Cove that you spotted his parents watching the two of you interact. Cove noticed their stares too, meeting them with narrowed eyes.
This is so cute.
Cove, are we having dinner now? Cove's dad.
I hope so.
Not yet, bud. I'm still cooking. Cove, alright. I'm gonna go back to my room.
Can we follow you?
As he turned to leave, he bent his head to the side to face you.
Oh my goodness.
Cove, you coming?
Of course.
The question was quiet, but you heard it clearly. You smiled, pleased that he asked, and nodded in the affirmative.
I remember when we were kids, there was this story when we were a kid that he was in our house and we invited him over and he was playing with our, like he was looking at our seashells and stuff. He was like mesmerized by it, and then we went to the beach. It was great. It was great. This
Cove
kind of reminds me
turned
of
fully
this.
and made his way down the hall. Kyra, have fun, you too.
Oh, we will.
Cove's dad, we'll call you when food's ready to go.
Thank you.
With that, you followed after Cove. The two of you made your way down the hall.
So is the first time you're invited to see Cove's room? I don't think so. Going over to Cove's room was a standard occurrence for you nowadays. I don't know. Should it be? I feel like it would be weird if we were friends for 5 years, saw each other for every single day, and I never seen his room before. Kind of weird. I'm gonna say that we've been there before, but it's rare. I'm gonna say that.
Cove got to the door first, opening it and stepping inside. You joined him. There was a mat on the floor in front of the
Whoa!
door. As you stepped over the threshold into his room, you felt the crunch of sand beneath your feet.
That's so cool. Look at his room.
The sensation was nothing new to you, of course. Cove constantly came back to his room covered in sand, not bothering to clean himself off at the front door, and got it all over his personal space. That's just how he was, a little bit of a mess.
Relatable.
You hadn't heard Mr. Holden ever scold him for it, not like your moms would have if you'd done it. Cove, you can sit wherever you
Cosmic!
want.
Love that.
Cove himself took a seat at the edge of his large bed, looking like the picture of comfort, and left you to decide.
Obviously, we are going to sit next to him.
You sat
Of
next to
course,
Cove on
of
his bed.
course. That's the obvious choice. That's the only choice.
As soon as you sat next to him, Cove grew tense. His back went stiff and he ducked his head away.
Can he be more in love with us?
He tried to hide a trembling smile.
Look at his face. Look at his
Cove,
mouth.
oh my God.
Oh my god.
He said it under his breath, as if he didn't want you to hear. You obviously did, and easily, since you were right beside him.
You were nervous about that. You smiled comfortably and you chuckled over it. You felt very
You
charmed.
felt,
I'm gonna say I'm
You smiled
smiling
comforted.
comfortably at
he
him.
raised his eyebrows. You both kept noticing the other's every move.
Oh, I like the last two. Which one would you guys pick? I don't know. I like both. I like both. I like the last two quite a bit. Ew, ew, ew. Okay. Cosmic, Cosmic. What would you pick? We can pick the other ones, but I'm torn between the last two. I think I'm gonna go ahead with You're Adorable. It's just sweet. It's just sweet.
You're Cove, I what?
What?
Clearly, he hadn't expected the compliment. Somehow his flush grew worse, spreading all the way down his neck. He fumbled for words.
I love him.
Cove, I'm not. That's. He gripped the blanket underneath him and searched for something more to say. Cove, did you see my fish? I've got some. In a tank, right there.
I can see it, but also I like how he changed the subject. It's pretty cool. I like the details in his room. So he's become someone who likes to collect seashells, which it's so cool and so in character with him because, like I said earlier, I remember I showed him my collection when we were kids, and he was like mesmerized by that. And I also like that he has a surfboard, he has a desk over there, his books, he has plants. It's very cute. Very cute room.
Cove threw both his hands in front of him to direct your eyes towards his pets. He was trying pretty poorly to change the topic, that much was clear. You decided to show him mercy and allowed it. You started to watch the bright fish
Showing
swim.
mercy.
There were a bunch of them, floating to and fro in the open space.
That is
They
a pretty
stood
good
out
big
starkly
aquarium.
against the green aquarium plants. Jazz, how long have you had those fish?
I guess.
Cove, my dad bought them for me not very long after I moved here.
Oh, you had him for a
I
while.
guess it's been years now. Jazz, wow. That's a long time. You peered carefully into the
I'm
tank.
actually curious how long
The
do
fish
fish
looked
live?
to be doing well.
If they're like
He
healthy
must
in
take
an
good
aquarium.
care of them.
Yeah, you must.
Most of them were small, but there was one especially big one. Jazz, what are their names? Cove, I don't name them. Well, not really.
Why? Named them. What do you mean?
You lifted an eyebrow at that. He continued the explanation sheepishly.
I know.
Cove, mostly, I just call them things based on what they look like. Squirt for a small one, tangerine for a really orange one. That sort of
I
thing.
guess that makes sense, but I would name all of them. I mean, I guess they're fish, and they, like, probably the small ones will look alike and you can't tell, right? But at least if there's one big one or one distinctive one, I would name it.
Cove, I've had a lot of fish and I'm not that good at coming up with names.
That's fair.
You,
You found
You
that funny. I find
who
that
knew
funny.
that was a weakness of his? It was an entertaining revelation. Cove, oh. A couple of them have other types of names. He pointed to a small orangish red fish. It was minding its own business, away from the others. Cove, my dad named her Dreamcatcher, and that other one's
Dreamcatcher.
Mark. Mom came up with that one.
Mark. Just naming a fish Mark.
Cove smiled to himself, his eyes reflecting the glow from the tank. Jazz, you let other people name your fish?
I mean, it's not just people, it's his parents.
Cove, yeah. It's
Can
nice.
I name one?
He then turned to you, tilting his head to the side. There was a considering look on his face. Cove, do you want to name one?
Yeah, I do. Can I?
Can I? His smile grew a little at your interest. Cove,
Sure. Oh my
sure.
gosh.
Cove, there's a few who don't have names right now, the newer ones. You can pick which you want to name.
I love that.
He pointed each of the recent acquisitions out. The first was the smallest fish in the tank.
Uh-huh.
It was completely orange and zipped all over the place,
Guys, give me
running
ideas
laps
for names.
around the others. The second was slightly bigger, and red. Its tail was dotted with black spots, which almost resembled freckles.
Uh-huh.
The last fish was the biggest one. Its multicolored scales rippled under the bright light of the tank as it slowly made its way across the vast expanse.
I think that one's my favorite.
You went with
The biggest.
the biggest fish.
Because he's
Cove
rainbow.
only nodded at your answer, waiting on you to decide on a suitable name. You watched the fish you chose closely. As you did,
Aw. We could call it Frank, which is so funny. Sunbeam, Gil, Jazz. I want to name it after me. Cove. I'm gonna name it after
Jazz.
me. Or.
type in a name, Bubble. Cove, alright, it's Jazzy. Cove, alright. With that, his attention moved from you to the tank. He peered fondly at it and its inhabitants.
That's so cool.
You smiled proudly at Jazzy as it swam through the tendrils of the plants, disappearing then reappearing soon after. You noticed then that Cove was sitting closer to you than he was before. He must have scooted over at some point during the conversation.
Ooh.
This close, your shoulders were almost brushing against each other. Your heartbeat picked up a little at the realization.
Of course.
Jazz, you know, I'm not allowed to have pets in my house, not even fish.
That's not true because I've always had pets. I mean, at least to me, like they're not in my room right now, but I have 2 cats, so I've always had a pet.
The corners of Cove's lips turned down at that.
What?
Cove, that doesn't sound fair.
It really isn't. I feel bad for
Cove,
people that can't have
it's
pets.
not like fish would make a mess of your house or anything.
Yeah,
You just gotta take care of their tank and feed them and they'll be okay.
exactly.
I get,
I
I
get
get it.
it. I'm gonna
Right.
say that one.
Jazz, they trust Elizabeth and me to go around the neighborhood alone, but they won't let us have a pet? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, make it make sense.
Cove, maybe when you're even older they'll let you. Jazz, I don't know, they seem pretty against it.
I'm just saying, my parents never wanted cats, and I just got cats one day, and I was like, well, we have cats now, and they had to kind of deal with it. Like, I wasn't gonna get rid of them, and now 2 years later, they're still here, so.
Your
what
current
you gotta do.
conversation brought to
Just
mind a
bring 'em.
memory from years ago. It started coming out with no warning, earning you a brief confused look from Cove. Jazz, one time, Lizzie, or Elizabeth, came back from playing at the beach and hid in her room. Jazz, she came down for food, but then she ran back upstairs after. It was hard to understand. Our moms left her alone at first.
I'm just going to finish the story that I'm telling. And Then I'm going to stop streaming and we're going to get ready for the raid. So get your raid emotes ready because we're going to raid my very good friend Yasmin. So
Jazz,
excited.
but that night, Ma went to her room to say goodnight and she screamed.
Oh my
Jazz,
gosh.
Mom and I went over to see what was wrong. We found Lizzie with a big lizard in her arms.
Damn,
Cove's
she's
eyebrows
based.
rose at that, and he leaned forward in interest.
Really?
Cove, a lizard? Where'd that come from? Jazz, Elizabeth said she saw it half buried in the sand and didn't know what it was.
Of course.
She picked it up to find out. Then she brought it home. Jazz, she hid the lizard in her room for the whole day because she wanted to keep it.
Wow.
Jazz, Mom and Ma were upset at her. They worried about putting it out during night, but she was going to have to let it go in the morning.
Yeah.
Jazz, Lizzie was really sad.
You can't just keep
She
a
did
wild
release
animal
the
like that
lizard,
though.
but she wouldn't talk to anyone for days. Jazz, when she did stop being unhappy, it was almost like it never happened.
Yeah, eventually
You
you
shook
move
your
on.
head, thinking back to that time. Elizabeth had always been stubborn, but when she was younger, she forgot grudges quickly. Now it wasn't so easy.
Yeah, I could tell. She's a
Cove
lizard
had been
bitch.
quiet for most of the story, apart from the reveal of the lizard. He had a thoughtful look on his face.
He's so cute.
Cove, I can't even imagine what it'd be like to have.
Oh man, I have two older brothers, but I feel the same way. I can't imagine what it'd be like to have a sister.
Jazz,
I'm going to save.
saves,
I'm going
Jazz
to
emo.
close the game. Yeah, I'm good. And we are gonna get ready to end the stream and kind of raid, I guess. But I also feel like we need some time to talk and just chill. I'm just gonna go and see how Yasmin's doing. She's gonna start at 7. The game is not closing like it should. Like it's not responding. There you go. Got Task Manager to do it. I really need to pee, so I'm just gonna hold it in. I feel like I shouldn't say that on Twitch, but yeah. I said it anyway. It's true. I need to go. Maybe I should give myself a pee break in the meantime that Yasmin starts. I feel like that's pretty fair. So yeah, guys, don't go anywhere. I'll be right back and we will do the raid. I just really need to go to the bathroom, believe it or not. So BRB, it'll take 1 or 2 minutes. And I am back. All right. Hopefully, I didn't take too long. So everybody, get your Jazzy Raid emotes ready. And I will see if my girl has started streaming yet. I'm just gonna check real quick, refreshing the page. Let me see. Is she anywhere? I think I'm gonna look for her on Twitch and see if she starts streaming. Fashalas, hi! You kind of caught me at the end of the stream. I don't know if you were here, but hi, how are you? I'm actually waiting for Yasmin to start streaming so we can go and raid her. You know, the attractive Yasmin. She currently has 13 followers. She's gaining fast. I'm so proud of her. But yes, I think she is live right now. Hopefully. It says she's offline. Kind of waiting on her. I just stay up for her stream. Really? You did? That's so sweet. But also you didn't say hi to me, and I feel kind of sad about that. Are you moving on? Are you changing your favorite streamer? You're like, nah. Yasmin? This Yasmin? Old version, old edition. I'm going for the new edition. Come on. You didn't forget about me, did you? I watched the movie till 2 minutes ago. What was the movie? So I wasn't even on my browser. Alright. Fair. Black Widow. Ooh, I've never seen it. Was it good? It still says she's offline. Well, there's 4 minutes left until the stream starts. So she's probably going to start at 7 and not 6:55 like I do. Big Pog. Ooh, I like it. I'm glad you liked it. How was your day, Froshells? I'm actually glad you're here because I was like, what am I going to do while I wait for Yasmin to start streaming? I'm sorry I missed your stream though. That's okay. I miss you. Missy's just been here. I'm here. Hey, Sam. Welcome. I'm actually waiting for your girl to start. And we're going to go raid her. So it's going to be probably your first raid, right? Have you raided before? Oh, she's live. I just got it. Oh, I saw her for 2 seconds. I don't know if you guys are I saw you for like 2 seconds. Oh wait, no, I'm not gonna say anything, so that way she doesn't know that I'm there. But yes, follow me on Instagram if you haven't. I've actually been doing pretty well, like uploading stories. I don't know why I had to do that, but I did upload some stories. I think they're pretty good. I'm actually pretty proud. And yes, join my Discord server, and also subscribe to my YouTube. And I also made an Amazon wish list, and that's because somebody told me to do it, Nina of the Moon to be specific, because my birthday is coming up soon, and I do want to do a lot of changes to my room, like get a lot of decorations, get a lot of like figurines and cute little plushies and bedding and all that jazz. And obviously that's going to be pretty expensive, so I just put everything there. And I also want to do a Mirabelle cosplay, which is so random, but I really do. So that's what that donation goal is for. Unfortunately, this donation goal is not working. Like, the donations don't work. I'm gonna see it and see if that works. I'm broke, sorry, that's okay. I completely forgive you. You don't have to. I'm just like, you guys know, the wish list is there if you guys want to get me a present for my birthday, but if you don't, completely understandable. It's up to you. And I don't know, if you guys get me something from that list, I'll return the favor most likely. I'll be super grateful and super happy. But you don't have to. It's just there in case you wanted to. I'm very much looking forward to next time that we stream. Is going to be Friday 4 p.m. and we're going to be playing Mario Party again, which I'm actually working on a video for Mario Party for my YouTube video. So I'm working on a video about Mario Party for my YouTube. That's what I meant to say. And I'm looking forward to it. I actually have to work on it quite more. But, you know, today I'm just gonna chill because I feel pretty tired. I'm going to raid Yasmin, and then I'm just gonna chill and be on her stream and be... It's good. It's her first stream though, guys. So I do want to give you guys a heads up. Be patient with her. Be kind. Be gentle. And also help her out and interact with her as much as you can. And follow her if you haven't when we raid. Spam her with a lot of emotes. You guys know the emotes that I use to raid this one. Oh, see, it's 7, so my phone is letting me know. So I know to raid my girl. She is going to be playing Twilight Princess. And I just want to let you guys know that she's going to be playing games like Mario Party, Zelda, Pokemon, mostly old school games like from the GameCube or the SNES. And yeah, she's my friend, and I'm looking forward to raiding her. Except she's going to be taking a while because she currently has her countdown, and it's 1 minute and 40-ish seconds left, so we gotta wait. But I could show you. Yeah, I could probably show you guys. Hold on. Could probably show you guys her live stream right now. There you go. I'm going to do this and see if we can hear it. Ooh, she got some music. Yeah. I can see Sam in that chat. I love it. We're gonna get there in a couple minutes. We got 1 minute left. Oh. Alright, I'm looking forward to it. Alright, everyone. Are you guys ready to raid? Are you ready? Because I don't think you're ready. We gotta make this raid amazing. It's going to be her very first raid, and it's on her very first stream. Gotta make it pop. Hey, there you go. Some of that action. Alright, raid. And Yasmin. There you go. You got 1 person in the raid. 4 people. Hell yeah, hell yeah. Alright, everyone. In 3 seconds, we are about to depart. So I'll see you guys. Ooh. Okay, we have 5 viewers. So can we get 5 raiders? Alright, we're gonna raid right now. She's gonna start. So let's go. Alright. 1, 2, 3, go!